Hey everybody, welcome back. We had a little bit of a break due to the holidays and also from some of the shit weather we've had up here. But today we have a newcomer on the show. It's our friend Cody. We have known him for quite some time. Wanted to get him on the show, and we finally did. So we hope you enjoy the show. We talked about, we had a couple of stories from those two, some acid stories. We talked about movies, we talked about comedians, and, just went with it. So please enjoy the show.
I used to be this size.
Fuck yeah? Are you shitting me? Okay.
Yep.
I gotta lose weight too.
Yep.
Everybody's got to lose weight.
I know. I'm not gonna make a resolution for it because
I never understood New Year's resolutions because it's like you can just do that shit whenever. Like, why do you really have to do it like at the end of the year?
Well, now
or like
the beginning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just do it.
It's like, okay, now go.
Mm-hmm. And that shit only lasts like a day.
Yeah, I know.
Because after that, you're like, I'm driving past Burger King, so might as well grab something.
I mean, it's right there.
I don't even remember how my diet. Oh, Thanksgiving fucked my diet. I did pretty well for like 9 or 10 weeks, and then as soon as I hit Thanksgiving, I was done. I ate like basically 3 meals within a half hour. And then the next day, I couldn't do my like 1,200 calorie thing anymore. Just went right back to just eating like shit all the time.
1,200, is it like a lot?
1,200 is like less than what I'm
like
supposed
the minimum.
to eat. Yeah,
Yeah, right, okay.
1,200 was like the bare minimum of
okay.
what I was allowed to eat. But I wouldn't be surprised if some days I pushed like 3,000 calories.
Fuck.
How do you count all of them? It's got to be kind of a bitch to do that.
I look at what I eat and I look at the box and it says serving size, 600 calories. And then you look at, or serving size, 6 pizza rolls, calories, 650. Then I look at my plate and there's 30. And I'm like, okay, well, I do that twice. Plus milk, soda, beer, and Hennessy.
What happens when they lie?
Mixed together.
You'll find out. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
I eat way too much. I just know I eat, it's a combination of either eating too much or working out too little.
Or both.
I mean?
Just call it bulking up. That's like whenever you're cheating or fucking up and guys like, I'm just bulking right now.
Yeah.
I'm acquiring mass.
I'm on a bulking phase for like the next 5 years.
Dude, I never count. Like, there's like macronutrients and micronutrients, all this other stuff.
I get the
That
like, just like
bodybuilders
aggressions.
fucking go. Yeah. To me, it's just too much fucking shit to hang on to. Think about.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Well, like the thing is, like, food is different for everyone. Like everybody's body works differently. So like, things that are good for one person aren't necessarily good for the next person, or as good as they are for the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
You gotta like really fine tune your diet, basically.
What really got me was over the summer I turned 21, and Garofalo's is like a 3-minute walk from my house, and they sell Four Loko 2 cans for $3, and that's just pure sugar and concentrated trans fats, probably. I don't know, but I noticed that from when I turned 21 to like until I stopped drinking Four Loko all the time, which was probably like the end of August.
Yeah.
I had gained like 25 pounds.
Jesus, man. I bet your kidneys look like fucking raisins.
Dude, I don't even know if I have kidneys.
What does the 4 mean? Does the 4 stand for something?
Yeah, way back when it used to have 4 things. It was alcohol, caffeine, taurine, and ginseng or whatever. Because it was an energy drink with booze in it.
Yeah.
Like when I was like 13 or whatever. So they had those 4 things. It was caffeine, LSD, cocaine, and amphetamines.
They started offing people, so they had to like switch it up to just booze, right?
Yep.
Then they toned it down a little bit
It should just be. It should just be like loco or like loco or with a 1 or yoko, yoko uno, loco uno. I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a marketing rep. I do have backup shirts though. I'm trying to get that. Trying to turn that into a market.
Backup shirts? What's that?
Backup shirts. So everywhere I go, literally everywhere I go, I have an extra shirt just in case I go there from work.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to wear my gross work shirt.
Fuck yeah.
Like I have one here. I probably have one at Mark and Aaron's now that I think about it.
I
probably just left one there.
Yeah, you just plant them in certain places.
I had so many shirts at Wes's house at one point that Big Wes did all the laundry, and I showed up like that day or the day after, and he goes, "You got to take your fucking clothes home." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "These clothes have been in my house for the past 6 months," and there were like 7 or 8 shirts and like a pair of jeans, and then I left there, and I was like, I was wondering where these clothes were, but they're all my backup shirts, so now they're at other people's houses.
Okay.
The backup like backpack with all their shit in it. Phone charger.
Lemon juice.
Yeah. Fucking bug out bag.
Just 3 cans of Whippets.
Dude.
It's got like a tent and shit.
Dude, I'm constantly like preparing for this fucking like imaginary scenario where I have to like take off. I'm always prepared. Just being a Boy Scout.
Oh yeah.
Being a good Boy Scout over here.
Might have to.
Yeah.
I can already smell my feet again. So
yeah, man, I'm basing in it.
It's pretty great.
It's good. That's real good.
I need to have backup socks now.
Yeah, or you're probably just gonna ruin them the second you put them on.
Well,
melt right through.
I don't know, man. Just all depends. It's the way the story goes, man.
You should just wear socks made of steel, so that nothing can get through.
Dude, chainmail socks. Go to the Ren Fair. Have them whip up a pair for you.
They probably.
They could do that.
I feel like it would be like really refreshing in the summer to pull on a pair of chainmail socks, but then they get crazy fucking hot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they would not be comfortable at all.
Oh yeah. No, look past it. Look past it. Like,
it's a valid point. I will give them I'll give you that one.
Because we have to wear cut gloves at work sometimes, and I could not imagine putting those on my feet. Because that's like chainmail, basically.
Yeah.
I guess.
Latex glove.
You could just not cut yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but people that have been working in kitchens for the past 10 years, you know, just happens, I guess. They don't have backup hands.
I don't think I've ever really done it bad.
No, I don't think I've ever. I don't want to jinx myself.
You're supposed to cut like this anyway. So then you cut your knuckles off instead of your fingers.
All right. I just realized what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Yeah, slice and shit.
Oh, okay.
Cut gloves.
Yeah, like
I don't even have my hand on the thing I'm cutting. I have the other hand on the blade to get a more refined slice.
Oh, that's pretty refined.
I don't know, probably like a shirt to turn it into socks.
Oh yeah.
So I have a backup shirt and I have a cut shirt, and I cut the cut shirt into socks so they're backup socks.
Oh man.
But you can't wash them because there's no point.
You're cutting the sleeves off all old people's t-shirts and make them look tough as shit.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to go.
Yeah. My actually, I don't know if I. No, I'm not gonna talk about him. I'll do it at break.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck it.
It's a private matter.
And we're back.
I don't know, man. What have you been up to, Cody? I haven't seen you since Halloween. All Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
Night of the Dead.
Wait, what the fuck?
The Living Dead.
All right, like remind me of what we did.
Halloween.
Yeah.
We just talked about it.
Get me started here.
We went to the Berlins. It was me, you, Paul.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that was like pre-Halloween, wasn't it? Or was that?
Was it?
On Halloween.
The day after? Maybe it was the week before Halloween, or maybe it was the week after.
Anywho, like I
can't
went
remember, dude.
After that. Oh yeah.
It was the day before Halloween.
I like gave my costume a spin, and I was being the Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911. So I put on the shirt. I was just rocking the shirt that night while we were getting shit faced.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and you had the glasses too.
Yeah. The ones that were like painted black that you couldn't even fucking see through.
Dude, they were like blind people glasses. Yeah. They were fucking ridiculous.
The ones that came with the costume. Oh man.
Those are the ones that they give you when they dilate your pupils at the fucking eye doctor. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
all
those
right, where
were.
are these? So the sun doesn't fucking melt your brain.
It was just like, I think it was just glasses. It was like electric tape in the shape of sunglasses. That's how black they were. It was so bad.
Yeah. Dude.
So it's how'd that go?
The
Did
whole
you get any pussy?
no,
Did you get
I
any
got
tail?
kind of close actually because I went to the Palace Theater in Syracuse, and
See, you could really make use of chainmail socks there.
Yeah.
Because it's a palace.
Absolutely.
With knights and shit. Go
Yeah.
ahead, keep going. Just riffing.
So yeah, I make it like the Palace Theater. They're like doing this thing where it's Rocky Horror Picture Show night, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna look fucking cool as shit with my short shorts, my cop outfit. I've got everything. I got the helmet that says police on it, and I look legitimate. And my buddy and I, Julian, we even like took the boots, spray painted them white, put rhinestones all over those fucking things, and I looked great, dude. And I'm strutting my shit like down in East Syracuse, all the way to the Palace Theater, and I get in, and it's this huge. It's like the Oswego movie theater, like Theater 2, the big ass one, and but this time it's filled with people, and there's a fucking disco band on the stage. So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. So I strut my shit like down the aisle, immediately start dancing with like 3 girls at the same time. And 2 of them were like, oh, what's up? I know your costume. I totally like recognize you. Reno 911, right? I'm like, yeah. I keep getting fucking Farva every once in a while from Super Troopers, but that's okay. You guys got it. So I'm dancing with them, and this one, like the worst one out of all of them, of all 3, is just like digging me really hard, and I'm not.
Was she heavy?
Yeah.
Was she
A couple extra.
Was she thick with 3 C's instead of 2?
Extra thick.
Thick.
Let's put it this way: she doesn't count calories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I'm trying to dance just in general. I'm not even trying to dance with the other 2 anymore. But she's like grinding me wicked hard. I'm like trying to turn my back like to her and like keep dancing and like kind of but be nice about it.
You're trying to box her out like Dwight
Yeah.
Howard.
I'm trying to like booty bump with her and be like, all right, cool, we're still dancing, but like you're not anywhere near me. So I'm having a great time, and the fucking disco band's kicking ass, and eventually it's time. I keep popping out for beers and cigarettes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Naturally.
yeah, and I got
As one would
shunned super fucking hard by this group of people. I don't even understand. Like it was like after dancing, I'm feeling good, and I pull up to. I'll just walk up, not pull up. To like 3 people, and this one guy's dressed like Jimi Hendrix. I'm like, oh shit, dude, you're Jimi Hendrix. And he's a white guy, but he's got like blackface on.
Oh.
But he's with like a couple other people, and they're all dressed like rock stars. And I guessed every single one of them, like spot on. And I was like, okay, so you're Jimi Hendrix, and the dude next to him is like, oh shit, you're David Bowie. And I kept going. There was like Janis Joplin and then Stevie Nicks over here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh shit, you're Stevie Nicks. You're like, oh my god, you got all of us. Like nobody's done that yet tonight. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah. I just found some cool people to hang out with. And then Stevie Nicks, like, looked at me, and she's like, all right, man, you're being kind of weird. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not drunk and shit-faced. I'm just hanging out with you guys. She's like, okay, this group is closing. So she grabs her friends and like pulls them together. Like, I'm, like, creeping them out. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's weird.
Damn. I was like... So I just took off. I was just like, damn, I'm so shunned. Never went from, like, 100% to, like, 20%, like, so fast in my life.
Was in top gear, and
That's
then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's a wall.
I'm like, damn, dude, Stevie Nicks is a cunt.
Yeah, dude.
Should have got her autograph, though.
Looks
Oh,
like
yeah,
looks
shit,
like
what?
she turned your night into a landslide,
Yeah, right?
or she made you go your own way.
Just right back to the bar to fucking lick my wounds. Damn it.
Is that a Fleetwood Mac song? Or?
No.
Probably.
This side, that's a B-side. It goes,
I'm trying to. She was probably pissed that you guessed all the costumes.
it's like, fuck you, dude.
She's like, this guy likes music a lot. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. We got too much to talk about with that guy right now. We got too much in common.
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, and I found out my dick was out the whole time or something.
Oh yeah, right. Whoops. It's like the shorts are so short, like it's just out,
It's
like out of the shorts.
Just,
My nuts are just right there.
Yeah, like Jackass, where he had his nuts hanging out.
Oh yeah, dude. And he kept like bending over.
That's so weird. That's fuck. No, I got absolutely disgusted the other day. Yesterday morning, actually, when I woke up, I get on Snapchat. And I'm looking at, like, Snapchat stories, people that went out to the quote-unquote clubs of Oswego. They went to Toucans and the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
I get home and I'm talking to my little sister, and she goes, did you check so-and-so's Snapchat story? I'm like, no. She goes, well, you should check it out. And by the way, so-and-so, I know for a fact is underage. She gets in with a fake. She's 19, whatever.
Her license says so-and-so?
Probably.
From 123 Address Street.
Lee M. cardholder.
Oh, yeah. John example.
So my sister's like, no, click this. And this girl took selfies with all these other girls and other guys at Toucans. And my sister was like, yep, he's my age. Yep, he's 17. He's 16. Yada, yada, yada. And she keeps going down the line. And I'm just realizing, I'm like, I was such a loser in high school. Because I didn't go out to the clubs underage. That's what the cool kids are doing now, man.
Fuck, that's cool.
What's also fucked up is that, like, there's no way that you mistake a 16-year-old for a 21-year-old. Not in this day and age.
Yeah, nowadays it's kind of easy because they're fucking tiny. Like I've noticed, they're always way smaller than I remember.
Right?
When me being
like,
16 anyway.
I feel like the bars
Do
don't
you think
care.
they don't care?
Yeah, they just don't care.
Which is the good part about the East Side bars.
They're if you're gonna pay them, what the fuck do they care, really?
That's a good point.
Right.
And a lot of the bartenders are, they all know each other. They all went to high school together. Mm-hmm. There's bartenders. You only have to be what, 18 to be a bartender. You don't have to be 21, do you?
No, 18.
18.
Yeah.
So there's probably
Anything to do
18-year-old
with booze.
bartenders that are serving the fucking 16-year-olds and shit. And it's just kind of
Yes.
fucked. Not saying that I didn't drink underage and
Yeah.
do other shit.
Because
It's
if the
still
bartender,
illegal.
yeah,
But it's like
if the bartender's in your fucking
your clique or
social
whatever.
studies class, you know,
Yeah.
you're getting fucking.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Dude. I remember just
like
East Side
kids.
bars just being all fucking moms and dads.
That's the best
Just
part.
rednecks, yeah. They're like, come on
I
in, honey.
love, like, we went to LaGraff's for their Christmas party a few weeks ago.
Oh, that sounds like a dirty, gross,
It
awesome
was the
time.
best time, except until, like, the very end, where this, like, 50-year-old woman wanted to fight me.
Oh, wow.
Because she was, like, completely sexually harassing this one guy in a wheelchair.
Oh,
And
how?
Dude, it was fucked up.
You're gonna die though because you know who it is.
Oh.
It was Chrissy from Ponderosa.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah, she got right in my face.
Okay.
The
Whoa.
guy in the wheelchair looks at me and he's like gesturing to her and he's like shaking his head and he looks terrified.
Yeah.
She's like grinding on him and shit and he's like trying to push her off and I'm just like, I don't think he wants to do that with you right now. Like I think he wants to just relax. And she gets like inches away from my face and as soon as she did that, I look at Seth and Katie and they just shake their heads and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
I was just trying to be like, you probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And her husband's there, and he looks like fucking the Hound from Game of Thrones. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, like, yell at her. So I'm just
God,
like, you
you
know
got me
what?
in a
Fuck
box.
it. I'm like, fuck it. Fuck you. I'm going out for a cigarette.
Oh, man.
So that was fun.
Yeah,
Fucking
it was
crazy people, dude.
Should we have a disclaimer about, like, who Chrissy is to our faithful listener?
I think they get the picture from that story.
Oh, yeah. That's basically it.
But that's how she is all the time.
Yeah, man.
It's fucked up, dude.
It's like she's been, like, through every other type of person. She's got to, like,
Yeah.
hit up
The
whatever.
cripple.
Like, yeah. What, like,
Can you
whatever
say
she
cripple?
can.
Is it like midget? You can't
I
say
think-
midget.
Um,
He's a crippled man. He's a cripple.
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
I don't know. He's a paraplegic, whatever.
It's
Fuck
like-
it.
I mean, if someoe's offended, then it's their own problem, you know?
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
I guess, yeah.
It's fucking...
Political correctness.
Yeah, it was just, it's never been on our agenda. But yeah, dude, people are just, I don't know anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's very different. My sister was telling me, like, my sister went out for New Year's, and she was telling me about it, and I'm just like, I feel bad for all the kids growing up nowadays.
They're gonna grow up like thinking like just being super entitled.
Yeah.
Because anything that like offends them, they feel like they can just bitch about it like immediately, like right off the bat. And they think it's gonna affect something because it has been. Like the like far left has been just being able to change things just by being vocal about it.
Yeah.
It's like, don't hurt anybody's feelings, like,
Yeah.
for fuck's sakes.
But
God
how
forbid.
about it's like, how about you just grow some balls instead?
Yeah.
How about you just...
The days of having balls are fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so sad.
The world needs a little bit more apathy, man. I feel like people... I don't think people actually care too much. I think they want to make people think that they care.
They also want to have the power to change something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they want to be able to be like, oh, I don't like this, so it shouldn't be this way.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
There's a dog.
I was like, is that you, dude? Alright. What's the dog's name? Hey, it's a dog.
That's
This is
Sandy.
Sandy. Let's see if she does anything retarded.
She just looked me just dead in the
likely.
eye.
The other day, the last time we were on, she ran up here, jumped on my lap, and just instantly just like slid right off me and just ate shit and then freaked out.
Knocked herself out cold on the coffee table.
Just trying to figure stuff out here.
Yeah,
Scope out the
Who's
situation.
this guy? Alright, cool. What's up, dude? Lady? Miss? Ma'am?
Other than that, what's on your mind, Cody? I got nothing.
Well, I guess like we can keep rapping about this like entitlement thing because I can totally get behind that.
Political correctness, entitlement.
Yeah, nobody's got thick skin anymore. That's
No.
every generation bitches about that though.
Like it
That
also
keeps
like,
It
getting
gets
worse.
thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with social media too, because like people's voices are so loud now online.
Right.
They can just post about whatever and people see it. Facebook, the way Facebook works is fucked up now. Like if you have a page, you can pay to boost posts.
Yeah.
So like you can be like, oh, like I want to pay X amount of money for X amount of weeks and target this demographic, and it'll specifically show up in those people's news feeds.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Do they ask you
So
to do
you-
it with clear shots all the time? They
Yeah.
ask me to do it like
Yeah.
every other day.
Yeah, you can pay for exposure, basically, is what it is, which
Yeah.
is weird. And I think that's the way, because like a lot of times you'll see like sponsored posts or suggested or whatever, or you'll see after like every 3 posts or something, there'll be like one of those things that scrolls that has all like the
Yep.
suggested friends or suggested pages or whatever.
Yeah, man. It's like it narrows you down like as much as possible.
Yeah.
God forbid you click on one of those sons of bitches because then it'll definitely like know exactly what you're up to.
I think of all the
It's just scary.
information that I gave out to all these different pages too, especially when I was younger, and didn't really realize, like from the age of like 14 to like 18, whenever you do those little Facebook quizzes or like fucking tests, like they had the Facebook IQ test, or like you do this thing and it would tell you like what superhero you are or whatever, and every
Yeah.
time you went to do it you had to give access to your Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I probably did like dozens upon
Oh,
dozens of
that's
those
true,
growing
yeah.
up,
Right? Just
and they
fucking
still
around,
all
killing
have the
time.
permissions.
Man.
Well, I got on for like the first time in a couple days ago, and it was like asking me. This was on the desktop version because I never get on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was asking me like these weird questions. Like it was like complete your profile. What's your favorite sports team? What's your favorite
Yeah.
this? Like what's your favorite this? And it's like,
Yeah.
why do you need that? Like people aren't gonna care. First of all,
Yeah,
like if
I
they
know.
care, they're gonna fucking ask me.
Yeah.
Like, and the one thing I found that was the best for avoiding Facebook is getting rid of the fucking app. Just get rid of the app.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty good.
That's the way to do it. Because most people have the Facebook app like on their home screen or their phone, so they see it and they're like, "Oh, I'm bored." Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't have it there, so I don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. I think and me, I'm completely addicted to fucking notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I
someone
have
called it.
all those off. Like I can't.
yeah.
I don't get any push notifications from Facebook.
Me, like, it's so simple that it's Facebook is probably like listening to this, be like taking notes.
Yeah, like send him more notifications.
I know what you mean, though. It's like a completionist thing.
Yeah.
Like, because you have the notifications and you want them to be cleared.
Yeah.
You're like, I got to get rid of these.
Yeah, awesome. Is someone called it like social cigarettes?
Yeah.
It's like
It kinda
satisfying for a second and then done.
It's an addictive thing. It
It's
really
the-
is.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it. I forgot it.
Alright, so like I've got the little
Keep going.
Facebook like button, like the app, I have it, and it's whenever it's like the F, and then it's got like a little 1 up in the corner. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, gotta click on it. Who gives a fuck what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I just need to know.
I got a new like launcher for my phone, like the home screen, and like instead of having a 1 or like a number, it has like they're like dynamic icons, so it's like it'll show like a picture of who's messaging you or something like that. It's kind of cool.
If you could actually give a shit about it or not.
Yeah.
See, with Android, I miss Messenger had the face bubbles on your screen. iPhone doesn't have that. And
Mine, like with Messenger, I put my text in there too, so like even my text messages pop up in the bubble.
That's fucking sweet. Yeah, Messenger pissed me off because I thought I was messaging you guys back all day yesterday, and Seth puts in the chat earlier, like at noon, and he puts at Jake, are you good? And I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah.
So I click it and I look, and every single thing I sent the past like 2 days was
Failed.
not there.
So you gotta try
And
to
like,
find a backdoor.
and then so I went in the guys' night chat, and every single thing I thought I was putting in the guys' night chat was not there. Cause like, do you have an iPhone?
No, I got
No?
the
Like-
Android.
With iPhone, I don't know if they do it with Android or not. I don't know. But with iPhone, like the notification comes up on your lock screen, you can swipe it and reply. Apparently, that doesn't work. It just doesn't work, and
That's weird.
they're like trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And it's
I was
like,
wondering
oh,
where the
okay.
hell you were the entire time.
Yeah,
So you have to actually open it.
I have to actually open it now and reply like that. Which
The
is
Messenger
annoying as
app
shit.
for iPhone doesn't have chat heads.
Nope.
Why?
I don't think so.
It's the same. It should be the same app. You would think.
What was really spooky to me was I tried changing my name to something I thought was funny, and just to like show that I don't actually take Facebook seriously.
It was
And-
something dive bomb.
Yeah,
right?
dive bomb Harold, which is a fucking play on words for Dimebag Daryl.
That's what I was thinking.
Right? I'm addicted to dive bombs, almost as much as Facebook. But dive bombs are so great.
Did you get in trouble for changing your name to dive bomb?
Yeah. They're it was all well and good. Like, is this the name you go by every day? I'm like, yeah, dude, everybody calls me this.
Yeah.
And then like everything was fucking fine. Just living in La La Land for like 3 days, and it's like, hey, is your name Dive Bomb Harold? I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, so we're gonna have to confirm this. I'm like, I was clicking yes. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude, just keep it. And it's like, next question, provide some ID. I'm like, no, like
What?
you wanted me to scan some kind of fucking photo ID
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure my
They
license.
want you to do that. There's those pages with the blue check marks. So they're like confirmed. Like if it's like a celebrity or something, it'll have like a blue check mark, and it'll be like a verified kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yep.
They do that on Twitter and Facebook. But we looked into that for the band, and it was like this fucking weird process that you have to go through, where you have to send in documents and like show, like basically prove to them that you're who you say you are.
Damn, dude.
It's
Time
like,
to start using MySpace.
yeah, really. I think we should bring it back, dude.
That's I was looking at Reddit actually, and there's a post that says apparently, do you guys know, is this true that Justin Timberlake actually owns MySpace now?
Wait, really?
Yeah,
No shit.
That's possible.
Well, that's
Yeah.
weird.
because it's all about bands and music and shit,
Yeah, that's all it is.
True,
Um,
true.
and him being a pretty cool musician. Fucking, I was looking on Reddit, and it's like, one post was like, "Hey guys, wouldn't it be crazy if we all just like ditched Facebook and started using MySpace again? Like everybody just like jumped ship and started using MySpace."
It's hard to do. It was hard for them to move to Facebook in the first place.
Yeah.
But the thing was like that people realized that it was so much easier on Facebook. Like with MySpace, it was so weird because you'd have to go to someone's profile, leave a comment,
Yeah.
And then for them to reply to you, they'd have to go to your profile and leave a fucking comment.
There wasn't
message,
messaging on MySpace?
No,
I
not
thought there
really.
was.
There was messages, but it was more like an email. It was basically
That's
an
right.
email.
Dude, you know what I miss about it is going to
Profile.
somebody's page and then some song just
The
starts
songs,
random
yeah,
ass
profile
I'm
songs.
like, yeah, man, I can get behind whatever fucking Plush by Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah. And I'd change mine like every fucking day because I'd have too much music to have one stay
Oh, yeah.
there.
I'm
When
like,
you had
what?
your top eight friends, people would get pissed if they weren't in your top 8.
Oh yeah, they're like, what the fuck is that shit? I'm not even number 7.
Dude, I was in your top 8 last week. What the fuck?
That was the beginning of if you were actually friends.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I always just... I fucked with MySpace too much.
There was like, you could use like HTML codes and shit.
Yeah.
Like to basically
Yeah,
make the
I
entire
remember
page.
like stealing like layouts from other websites because I
Yeah.
thought it'd be funny. So like it was like there was this weird fucking layouts and backgrounds for my MySpace page, and actually like it looked like a fucking business site.
Ooh.
I took the one. I remember I had Newgrounds, so like everything was all fucked, and like everything was just orange and slate gray and black.
Wait, what was fucked? Like,
The MySpace layout, because
Oh,
you could
okay.
do, like Seth was saying, the HTML.
yeah.
You could go through and like they had a whole. Remember, there was a website that had just like
Yeah, you could
HTML
copy and
codes
paste
and just
the code.
copy paste.
That's sweet.
It was such a pain in the ass to edit your
Yeah.
profile though, because you'd have to scroll through the code and like find like the lines of text
Mm-hmm.
that you wanted to change.
I like Reddit though. That's weird you mentioned Reddit for like 30 seconds there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I did.
it's all I use really.
Mhm.
I'm not really active on there.
That's where I get my scrolling fix. Fucking just gotta flick
Yeah.
it.
Stop scrolling.
Thumb flicking.
What's cool is like my with the Android, I have like I have a home screen, and then I go once over and it's just Reddit, so I can scroll right
Oh,
through
perfect.
there. It's so dope.
That's
like I
pretty
don't
fucking
ever
sick.
open the app. I just
No time lost.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I spend way too much time on there. Mostly just sports though. I go through like because I have it all alphabetical, and it's like baseball, college football, and then NBA, NFL, and then back up through over and over and over and over and over again. And maybe sometimes I'll go to like a gaming subreddit or whatever.
I
or,
just
like, a
scroll
TV
the
show
front page,
subreddit.
and then if I'm doing something specifically, then I'll look at that sub.
I like when Donald Trump says something, and then I go from world news to politics to the Donald.
Yeah.
And it's just it's honestly fucking fantastic. Whenever he says anything, just go through all 4 of those, because world news is all like international users. And they're just like, what the fuck? He's not wrong, but he's wrong. And then everybody else is going to be like, well, yeah, I guess he's right, but he's not right. Then you get to like news, which is just the U.S., mostly U.S. Redditors, that are just going off. And then politics is violent outburst. Then the Donald is just masturbation to like whatever he says. And it's just so fucking funny. It's amazing how many it's just amazing seeing everybody's different opinions, and it's like you're trying to gather them in to like just try and get your own perspective.
So
And
kind
Donald-
of sense.
The Donald should just have like
its own site.
yeah.
Dude.
They should just have a mega thread for circle jerks
Yeah.
and like justifications of what he does.
Dude, the Donald is literally like they showed a thing like because you can go onto people's profiles on Reddit and see like their top 3 or top 5 most active, the subreddits they visit the most or comment on the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were saying like a quarter or a fifth of all the people that are on the Donald are only on the Donald. Like that's all they do all day is just talk about Donald Trump. It's fucking fantastic.
Better jump on this bandwagon.
I think it's hilarious, honestly, because like you see the international, like you just see a
I think
non-biased reaction.
Yeah.
and then you
his
go to the
supporters-
Donald, and it's just like fucking insane.
Yeah, I think his supporters are just like that anyway, though. They just like to talk about him.
Yeah.
Like, they just think he's God's gift to the fucking world and shit.
That's how I feel about K-pop, dude.
Yeah.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah. That's a whole other episode.
That's a whole,
It's a whole
it's
can
a-
of worms.
Let's put some on right now. Background music.
We'll get fucking flagged, unfortunately.
get pulled from
Unless you
YouTube.
play it in reverse. We wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I mean, we'd have to.
Right.
We could play it, but we'd have to like talk over it the entire time.
I do want to play that whole song as soon as we go on break, though, because it's stuck in my head. But
I think as soon as we go on break, let's go have a fucking snowball fight.
yeah.
Some shit. Let's do some
with
shots.
cigarettes.
Do some shots.
Shots
Do we have
in-
shots?
I don't have shots actually.
Okay, we'll pack a cigarette into a snowball and like throw it at our friend's face, and then try to like catch the cigarette. Like,
Throw it at our friend's band.
yeah, dude. Where are they right now? We gotta go find them. Throw some cigarette-laced snowballs at those guys.
Yeah, so I was saying, maybe I don't know if I said it before we went on air or not, but I've been on a Hennessy kick the past like week and a half.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
that's not a bad kick.
Nope.
That's
It's
a smooth kick.
It's a smooth kick.
It doesn't even kick.
It's kind of a pricey kick.
Yeah,
It's like $22 for a pint or
you got
some
expensive
shit.
taste, my friend.
I guess so. I don't like it.
I don't think
It's
I'll
funny.
ever buy it.
I'll buy like a pint of Hennessy for like $23, but then I'll buy like 8 Smirnoff shooters for 99 cents a piece.
Yeah. Back to Garofalo's, they've got that sweet ass like
Don't do it.
gamble grab bag of
Oh,
like 50
yeah.
cent beers.
Okay, yeah.
The ones
yeah,
that
yeah.
fell on the floor.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're all fucked up and dented.
Thought you were gonna say the Johnny bootleggers.
Ew, man. It's just gross. It's like melted Jolly Ranchers.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Jolly
hilarious.
Ranchers that fell on the floor, they're all fucked up.
I remember stealing those from Fast Track after high school.
They're
During,
probably the reason why they don't sell them there anymore.
Probably, yeah.
Just leave them out. Yeah, Big M was my spot to steal bootleggers. Shit was gross. It was like the perfect gateway drink for children.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just melted Kool-Aid and
It
like a
really
really
is.
cool bottle. It's got a sweet gangster on the front.
Yeah. And it's a small bottle, easy to steal. Easy
Yeah.
to slip into your...
Easy for small hands.
Yeah.
Good for thieving.
You could give that to a kid, they wouldn't taste the alcohol, and they'd be fun to be around for 2 hours.
Yeah, man.
It's perfect. Just give that to a kid, turn on fucking Dragon Ball, have a blast.
Yeah.
It's like drinking one of those melted popsicles, like those push-up popsicles.
Yeah, dude.
Flavor ice.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
it's
man.
flavor ice, because it's
Flave or?
phonetical. Oh, my God.
I kind of want one.
A
Yeah.
bootlegger?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would take a sip if it was in front of me right now. I would take a sip.
We should just get bootlegger and make popsicles out of it.
Oh, dude. No,
How would you
we'll
freeze
like.
it?
No, we'll go outside. We'll make
You
like
just
snow
freeze it.
cones.
You can't just...
You just freeze it. You put it in one of the flavor ice things.
Yeah.
You
Those
could probably
tubes.
make some really good snow cones with it.
You probably
Or
could. yeah.
That's
slushies.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's like a shitload of snow cone material like right outside.
What's fucked...
It's
like,
already ready for you. All you
Yeah.
need is the paper.
We could. You need that little. You need the cone part.
Yeah,
like
it's just paper.
last Wednesday, I didn't have any ice and I already made a drink and I didn't want to go downstairs, so I just opened my window and just took a handful of snow off the side of my house and put it in my drink. So I'm pretty sure I have botulism now, but at
Yeah.
least my
Oh,
drink was
nice.
cold.
Cool. There's like a cigarette butt floating in it from somewhere. Bunch of rock salt.
Yeah.
Worth it though. It's all natural.
Yeah. Organic water.
I watched this documentary on Netflix today called Hired Gun, and it's wicked fucking good.
Oh
It's
right,
about-
yeah, I saw that too.
It's like about like musicians that are basically super fucking good, and these popular bands that lose a member call them in and pay them to play their material.
Yeah.
And they don't write any music or anything. All they do is fucking play the shit. And that's
they're
their job.
Amazing at it. They can sound exactly like the guy,
Yeah.
and most of the time they're better than the dude.
A lot of times they're like on the recordings in albums, and they're not like credited
Yeah.
either.
That
Like they're just in
sucks.
the studios just doing work. And they barely get paid too, really. Like it's somewhat cheap. And the problem with that is that you also have no job security because you're not really in the band.
Mm-hmm.
And there's hundreds of other guys that they could just call up and pull into the band. Because these guys, like, once you know your instrument, you can, like, just learn things, like, pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Once you got theory down, you can just, okay, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Add a little dash of feeling to it.
It's kind of like voice actors.
Yeah. Well, yeah, voice actors, their job is already, like, is always done.
Yeah.
Like, all they have to do is talk.
I was thinking about being a voice actor. This podcast is the closest thing I've ever gotten to even trying to be a voice actor.
This is voice acting right here.
Yeah.
This is all staged.
Are these that sour? It says if you hold it for 60 seconds, you're a full toxie head.
Yeah.
Are they that sour? Are they
Well,
worse than
I'm a
warheads?
full toxie head. I did it last night.
Are they worse than warheads?
Prove it. Prove it, asshole.
Because I'm actually about to time myself in one of these.
Cool, yeah. Go!
If it's for only 15 seconds,
You're a total wuss.
you're a total wuss.
Yeah.
30 seconds, you're a crybaby. 45 seconds,
You're a
is
wannabe.
a toxie wannabe. And 60 seconds is full toxie head.
Are they that sour?
I guess
They're
we're going to find
basically
out, baby.
warheads. They're basically just warheads. It doesn't even activate until 60 seconds in.
Don't be a taxi wannabe.
But he's, I mean, he's
I mean,
a total wuss. Let's be honest.
I don't know, man.
But they were talking about this guy that like filled in for Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
Fucking hot, like when Randy Rhoads died, they needed to they were still on tour.
Yeah.
And they needed a guitarist. How the fuck do you fill in for Randy Rhoads
That
on
sucks.
like a 3-day notice?
Yeah, he was crazy famous and super cool, playing with Ozzy, shredded fucking guitar.
Dude, and the bassist from Ozzy was just on Joey Diaz's podcast the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying in the movie that like Randy Rhoads was so like cutting edge that like the things he was doing at the time were so like innovative that it was so hard to find somebody that could play that way
Yeah.
because he was constantly changing the game.
Mm-hmm. Remember the
fucking-
story of the guy who took his place for a little while? Like, he would say just, like, looking at people in the audience, and they're just, like, holding up signs saying, like, fuck you, and, like, you can't replace him, et cetera, et cetera.
It's like to go in the middle of that tour,
Yeah.
like that's fucking crazy. I think it was Diary of a Madman around that time, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But it's
In that
fucking
era.
just... That's crazy to do that.
Yeah.
Metallica had the same thing happen, too. They lost a member and had somebody come in during, like, the Master of Puppets tour. Or
That was a
something
big one,
like
too,
that.
man.
It's like, what the fuck? How do you fill in for this shit?
Yeah.
And they're getting paid.
Hey, guys, I'm here
Yeah.
for the thing. I know all the
They're
songs
getting
already.
paid, like, $500 a week or something.
Mm-hmm.
But all they're doing is they're on the road playing music that isn't theirs. And they're talking to, like, people from... There's this guy that was in Five Finger Death Punch and also played for like Hillary Duff or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy that used to live in my house, John Skagway. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He was a hired gun?
Yeah, he was like a substitute like travel member for Anthrax
Dude.
and like other bands and stuff. And like
Oh, yeah, the
it's
drummer.
not really sustainable.
No,
At
it's
all.
not at all, because as soon as one guy was talking about how he was, I think it was Billy Joel's drummer,
Yeah.
and he was talking about how his wife divorced him, and then he mentioned something about like maybe getting a little extra money or something, and Billy Joel kind of didn't want to do that because it would show like favoritism towards him or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And after a couple gigs or a couple months or whatever, he just didn't hear from him. and there were people calling him up like, "Hey, I heard you guys are in town tonight. Can I get tickets or whatever?" And he's like, he didn't know anything about the show, so they wouldn't fire you. They just wouldn't tell you about the shows.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
That's fucked. Entertainment is such a fucked up industry, dude.
Yeah,
it's
like music is fucked, comedy is fucked, because you can't piss anybody off, but you have to compete. You're basically competing every night you go out, even if you're performing in some small venue.
Yeah,
because you gotta be the best every time.
it's like a solo sport.
Yeah,
in a way.
And like you can't piss anybody off, and even if you steal a joke accidentally, you're fucked. Because there's so many jokes out there.
Even with podcasting, it's like we're technically competing with everybody else, but it's like the key is to just do like your own thing.
Yeah.
Until like you get traction. And if you get traction, then you just go with it.
Exactly. It's pretty interesting. I don't like. That was one of the reasons that turned me. That was one of the things that turned me off from doing stand-up comedy, was that like you couldn't. You had to be in it for yourself, and I was like, I could do that, but I also want to be nice to people. I don't like being mean.
Yeah.
As much
and
as
step on toes and
as abrasive as I can be. I don't want to be like cutthroat, like, you know, hearing stories about like sort of the same thing with not telling your fucking drummer that you're having a show, like finding a venue that's a good venue, and if you make friends that are comedians, not telling them, you know, or hey, there's gonna be a guy headlining that could probably boost me up, but I'm not gonna let Cody know that this guy's performing there, because I don't want Cody to get any of the spotlight that I could potentially get.
Yeah, I want that gig.
No prisoners.
Fucking
It's like, that documentary even showed how Billy Joel like ditched his band, and shows you how much the music industry is a fucking motherfucker, because before he was all about, he's 100% like, don't care how famous I am, I need these guys behind me. And then as soon as he got crazy famous, he's like, fuck these guys.
Shit changed.
Yeah. And that's so manipulative, man, like all these people.
And that's what I feel about with athletes, or not athletes, sports, but flipped. The management is wicked cutthroat. And the players are the ones that, and people are like, well, the players get paid all this money to do it, they can deal with it. It's like, you have guys, we were talking about Isaiah Thomas earlier.
Like, I mean, look, if you play in the NFL for like 2 years, you're fucking set for life, as long as you don't spend money like a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the problem, is once they get into that millionaire lifestyle, they start spending like a fucking retard.
Dude, apparently Terrell Owens is broke.
Yeah.
Like, Terrell Owens, one of the greatest receivers of all time, is fucking broke. There's a documentary on that, literally called Broke, and they interview like 7 or 8 like NFL and NBA players.
It's just a spending
just
habits. You get into spending habits.
Yeah. Like some of the houses, like Nick Young is like an average, slightly above average NBA player. He's really just a 3-point shooter. But he lives in he lives in a private community, and this giant ass mansion has a huge fucking pool, a basketball court, has full like, he has like a maid that comes in and like a nanny and shit, and it's like, dude, your career's gonna end in like 2 years. Where's your savings? You're spending it all. Yeah. It's like there's who is it?
It's like Johnny Depp. I had to look this up because he has 14 fucking houses.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you stop, your income stops for some reason, like if he gets caught diddling little kids or something like everybody else is, or sexually molesting,
sexually harassing people. Don't need.
You're 14 now. You got to pay
houses.
for 14 houses. You're on the fucking mortgages.
Yeah.
Why, man? Why the fuck do you need so many houses?
He's not even in like one of them most of the time. Probably. Like he's probably
he's off making shitty movies.
Yeah.
Diamond Jim.
He's off making. He's off making Edward Scissorhands 3.
The scissoring.
It's like Johnny Depp, or not Johnny Depp. Wow, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves lives in like an apartment. Takes public transit.
Yeah, man.
Cool just dude. Hangs out.
I just really saw humble. Him. He actually has a company where he makes custom motorcycles now.
No shit.
he's got like 4 fucking motorcycles. That's about it right now because it's a tiny business. But it's a really slick looking fucking bike. It's like used to be a Harley Davidson that he just slapped a bunch of stuff onto. And then he's like, why don't I just make this a whole separate bike? And he used it like that as a prototype. And now he's got a separate bike. It looks pretty sick.
I like Keanu.
It's the way to do it.
I like the John Wick movies. You seen the John Wick
I
films?
need to see those fucking
you
things.
need to see John Wick.
I've never seen him either.
I just saw a
Everybody
sweet ass
keeps-
car.
Yeah. The only thing I'll tell you about John Wick, which makes it so badass. So like he's like a retired hitman or whatever, and he gets pulled back in, and he ends up getting his car stolen, and his dog gets killed.
Fuck that.
And
It's a good situation.
the bad guy in the movie is Alfie Allen. He's fucking Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. I
Oh
don't know if you
man,
watch
yeah,
Game of Thrones,
okay.
but it's Theon Greyjoy. And he goes to John Leguizamo's garage with John Wick's car. And he's like, hey, take the VIN number off and get new plates. This is my car now. And John Leguizamo's like, he knows that this is John Wick's car.
Oh wow.
And he's like, where the fuck did you get this? He goes, I went to this guy's house in like the Beverly Hills or whatever, and I broke in, I killed his dog, and I stole his car. So John Leguizamo punches him in the face and tells him to get the fuck out.
Nice.
Like 2 minutes later, John Leguizamo's sitting at his desk, and he's like drinking a scotch, and he gets a phone call. Bring, bring, answers it. And it's the boss, the mafia boss, like, John Leguizamo's character, whatever your name is. Is there a reason why you punched my son in the face and broke his nose? John Leguizamo's like, well, actually, mafia boss, I'll tell you. He goes, your son killed John Wick's dog and stole his car. And the mafia boss is just like, oh shit, hangs up the phone.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden you're like locked in. This is about to get ridiculous. Because the boss of the mafia is fucking terrified that this hitman assassin is like coming back. Because now he's pissed. He knows he's coming back for revenge.
That's sick.
And it's
Now he's
fucking
coming
fantastic.
Do you know anything about John Wick before this whole scene takes place? Or is he just some guy?
It's like that's all in like the first 10 minutes. He's just some dude.
Fucking badass.
You learn all about him as you go on. You hear other like especially in the second one.
That's really cool.
But you hear other characters tell stories like they do a whole exposition thing about all the fucking crazy shit he's done. They were like, you know what we call John Wick? The Baba Yaga. They're like, the boogeyman? I'm not scared of the boogeyman. They're like, no, he's not the boogeyman. He's the guy that you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman.
Oh, that's
and they're
awesome.
like, oh god, you're just getting
just
you're just
shit
getting
themselves.
like the first 25, 30 minutes is just getting amped up to just watch him fucking
That's
dick
so
these
cool.
people around. And somehow John Wick 2 is better than John Wick 1. I tell people to watch John Wick 1 just so you can watch the second one. I'm not even kidding.
All right, man. I'm fucking sold. Like,
Dude,
I'm
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
watching this.
It's
You
like
gotta-
Monsters Inc., dude. You got to see the first one.
Yeah. Get you nice and lubed up. For
Like,
number 2.
Is there a second one? I'm pretty sure there's a second.
a prequel.
There's like 7.
Monsters
It's like
Inc.
Kingsman. You guys have seen Kingsman?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I
Did you
dig
see
it.
the second one?
I have not seen the second
I
one.
gotta watch the second one.
But I'm pretty much on board because, like, my redneck bone, like, lit up. Like, when I saw cowboys fucking shooting shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah okay. I'm
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, dude. I know Seth doesn't like Tarantino movies that much, but have you seen The Hateful Eight?
Yeah.
Yep. I
Yeah.
watched The Hateful Eight the other day with my parents. It's pretty-
Super bloody.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one, like, classic Tarantino, just one room. Shitload of tension builds up, and
Yeah.
then blood everywhere.
Yep, it was fantastic. I'd seen it 2 or 3 times, and my parents had never seen it, so it was good. Movies are good, dude. Except, like, the pedophile guys and shit.
Yeah, forget that.
But, fuck.
But otherwise, movies are tight.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. I don't know. What movies do you like, Seth? What movies do you like? Cody?
Snuff films. No, just kidding. I fucking hate those damn things. I'm so desensitized that that's all I got. That's all I like to watch.
You know what the funny thing is about snuff films? There's no credits at the end.
Nothing? Like, oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know who to thank.
They're in it just for the art, really.
Fuck. Me, I like this whole 1980s, like, Renaissance thing that's happening right now. What with Stranger Things and all this. What's that other one?
It's not a movie, but all right.
Whatever.
Oh,
It.
it basically is. I mean, Netflix, like, the way they shoot their series, they're basically just long-ass movies.
That's a good point.
in the
I mean,
way that
you're gonna watch them all at once anyway, right?
Yeah, everybody binges them anyway.
Yeah.
I still have yet to see a singular episode of Stranger Things.
First one's definitely worth it.
I don't know why. I don't even know what it's about. Strange Things,
It's pretty strange.
aliens and shit, right? Cosmonauts,
No, not really.
no demons.
Yeah, in a way.
Basically, yeah.
Alternate reality.
Weird.
You know how there's like it's everyone, not everybody, but some people believe that like there's another dimension like living side by side with ours, but we just can't see it.
Yeah.
Parallel.
Yeah, and that kind of like gives some traction to that. So like these kids playing D&D, they somehow slip for a second into that and they lose one of their buddies, like to that parallel universe. So they got to get them back. And it's all about like Winona Ryder, who is the kid's mom, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets Jake's fucking motor going. Winona.
Winona.
And
Outrider.
yeah, she's basically an ass kicker,
Word.
suburban ass kicker, and yeah, they all trying to get their buddy back.
From the upside down.
Yeah, the upside down.
Word. Yeah, the only like actual show I watched that's not a cartoon is Game of Thrones. Really.
And
I thought that was a cartoon. I've never seen it. No, I watched like one episode of Game of Thrones. I was like, I don't know. I didn't feel like, number one, I didn't want to invest all that time into it.
Yeah, because you're up to like 70 hours or 60 hours worth of shit. Because I think there's 60 episodes, and then that's like...
It's like when a series starts, and I watch it, and like with The Strain, I watched The Strain. It was on FX, and I watched the first season of it, and then I followed it. But it seems too daunting when there's like 6 or 7 seasons of 45-minute shows.
yeah,
It's too much to watch.
it's like for me, that's the one thing that I could watch was Game of Thrones, and for me, it's like a movie that doesn't have an end.
Yeah.
Or won't
Yeah.
for a long time.
The good thing, I think, with Game of Thrones is the world building is fantastic. And that's what got me hooked in.
Oh, did I tell you at the bonfire? I don't know if this was.
Dude, I
I did
blacked
tell you.
the fuck out.
Oh, okay.
Keep
Well, me
going.
too. That's why I was laying passed out in my car. But no, I delivered food to a girl from Game of Thrones
What?
in Syracuse. Yeah,
What?
yeah. And I don't really remember her name, but her real name was like Joanna, I think, or Jenna, something like that. But anyway, the right-hand lady to Khaleesi.
Ooh.
She's like
Was she naked, like, in the show?
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it, but she's cute as shit. And the black girl has got like curly hair.
Okay.
You know, like basically like Khaleesi's
Yeah.
like secretary.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know why, but Ocho Cinco, where I work, kind of higher end Spanish restaurant, right downtown Syracuse. Like I come back from a delivery, and like I'm just walking in, like going through the motions, walking in back to the front counter to grab more deliveries. And one of the cooks is like, "Hey, did you know so and so is here?" And I forgot her name from the show or
Sande?
anything. I think so.
Sande?
Yeah.
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 Tay Sande.
Eric Andre?
Yeah, that's the same guy. But he's like, yeah, she's here. I said, no, I was like, bullshit. Okay. And then so he just like he doesn't say anything. He just puts his hand on my chest and like pushes me back because like when I walk in through the door to the restaurant, it's like a giant fucking office building.
Yeah.
And then you walk through the whole thing, and then there's a door to the kitchen. And then you walk past like the saloon doors that like become the bar, which is like the back of the bar, where the bartender stands. And then that's the kitchen. So he pushes me back to that doorway. And I was like, holy shit, that is that fucking chick from Game of Thrones. She's like really fucking hot too. Like she's got like her hair up and stuff. Usually like I remember from the show is like out. And I was like, oh man, that's so badass. And it's like that was like the second famous person I saw in Syracuse those like around that same time, because like a week ago fucking Alec Baldwin walked past
They must have
me.
been having a famous person convention.
Yeah. I don't know why. But the Alec Baldwin was cool because, like, a lot of people see him all the time because his folks are... The whole family's from that area.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was like, I didn't approach her or anything like that, of course, because, you know.
Because she's one of them.
Yeah, it's one of those
She's other.
famous people.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. If I was... I like to think it'd be good with my fans, but I feel like I would make them not want to come up to me. Like, I would want to be, like... I would want to make them as uncomfortable as they potentially could make me. You know what I mean?
Yeah? Okay.
I feel like you...
Take my dick out.
I feel like you
out.
just get tired of it. You just get tired of the shit.
Yeah.
You can't just go out in public and be a normal person. Because
I wouldn't want to
to...
go up to... I would think that, like, if you were famous, I don't... Depends who it is, though.
If it was Sande, it's a total different story.
Yeah.
He's the chocolate rain guy.
Fuck it. Oh, that's that guy?
Yeah. He's one of my favorite musicians of all time.
I haven't seen anybody famous. My dad met Henry Winkler at the airport
Cool.
and, like, hung out with Henry Winkler.
Was he covered in bees?
No.
Still?
But, yeah, my dad met Henry Winkler, like, last year, I think, or the year before at, like, a Toys for Tots thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were at the airport in Washington, D.C., and he was, like, waiting to leave.
Was he one of the tots?
No. But my dad's walking through the airport, and all of a sudden he just sees a guy standing there, like, on his phone, and he walks past and he looks at him and keeps going. Mind you, my dad loved Happy Days. Like,
Right,
the Fonz was
Fonz,
a shit,
man.
yeah.
He's the Fonz.
So he walks by him, and then he's like, what the fuck? And he turns around. My dad goes up to me, he goes, either you look exactly like Henry Winkler, or you are Henry Winkler. and he laughed. Yeah. And my dad got a picture with him and, like, hung out and talked to him for, like, 15 minutes. Yeah. I think once you get Henry Winkler's age, it's cool when people come up to you.
It's like everyone's your grandkid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why not, man?
I think
Henry Winkler's probably a sweet, super cool guy anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, or he's a dick.
What famous people do you think are the biggest assholes besides Harvey Weinstein?
Oh shit. Anyone besides Henry Winkler?
I feel like the people that are the most famous, probably, right? You would think.
Like Kobe?
Like Johnny Depp and shit.
I feel like Johnny Depp is friends with Doug Stanhope. He's got to be super abrasive.
I don't know.
Now that I think about it, he's got to be super rude.
He's got to be aggressive as fuck.
He's got to be such a fucking cockhead.
That's probably the reason Stanhope likes him. I feel like if you're really fucking famous and everybody knows you, that's when you kind of have to be an asshole. Like, you kind of just have to.
Yeah.
Just so you could, like, be alone.
Yeah. It's so that you...
So you get a nice reputation of being a prick that everyone's just like, I don't want to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's basically, yeah. It's because you would just get... Like I said, I think you just get sick of fucking people all the time.
Mm.
I could never get sick of fucking people all the time.
But you,
if you're
when you
famous,
go out in
could.
public, it's like you want to be out in public and do things without having to, like, sign hats and shit. Like,
yeah.
Do you think?
It's such a weird thing to think that, like, maybe someday, like, probably not us, but anybody
we could
be.
Probably
oh
us.
yes,
yeah, us
like,
3, and Graham and the Berlins and Brian and Bill. Basically, everybody that's been on the podcast to this point, we're all gonna be famous.
Crazy famous.
It's gonna be the
landmark right here.
This is the entourage. This is where it begins. Like,
but yeah, like, we're gonna reach us. We're actually factual. Gonna reach a day where we, like, miss just going doing normal shit.
Right.
Like going to fucking Price Chopper.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, picking up condoms and shit, and not getting fucking bothered
Probably
by random ass people.
Because climate change is real. So
imagine if you just get to that. Like, when do you think it could click? Or actually, you know, it'd be weirder to not think you're famous and just have people like. There was a thing about it was on the college
it's like you're talking like YouTuber famous, like where you don't really think you're famous and you have a decent number of subscribers, but you like see people people
Like
come
Filthy
up to
Frank.
You. Yeah, like people come up to you and recognize you, but you're not like swarmed in a fucking.
And it's
public
like
setting.
the only people that would come up to you are like the ones that are fucked.
Yeah.
Like they had a video compilation for Filthy Frank of people come up to him at conventions, and he's just like, he's not even like part of the convention. Like he doesn't have a booth or anything, but he's there to see like other YouTubers, or like he's going out to he goes to like a concert or something. But like yeah, no, that'd be weird. Or like, when would it click for you to be like, now I have to be careful of where I go?
Mm-hmm.
People are crazy, dude. Look at like John Benet Ramsey. Like her parents murdered her and stuff, and like, you know, Albert Fish ate little boys in the 1910s.
I think it would scare the shit out of me to be a fucking like a vlogger on YouTube. Because you're walking around in public all the time with expensive gear. Like...
A vlogger?
Yeah. Like video blogs.
Oh.
And shit like that.
What, like...
You're walking around with cameras. Like super
like
high
Logan
quality
Paul and
cameras.
Stuff? I don't...
There's a YouTuber I watch that plays Pokemon Go for a living. And he just travels the world and plays Pokemon Go.
Okay.
And it's like
So
he's
that
walking
sort of
around
thing.
with a smartphone. Super like modern smartphone, something that any fucking person would want to rob him of, basically, and then a fucking super nice camera. It's like you're, especially at night, you're vulnerable as fuck.
Yeah,
it's very weird, and it's also weird to people that you're sitting there like talking to a camera. You know, like
what kind of shit is he doing?
He's just playing Pokemon Go.
Oh wow,
that's his whole life.
I was gonna
he gets
bring
paid to travel the world, play Pokemon Go.
I was gonna bring up. There's actually a manager. I'm pretty sure it's Chili's. It's either Chili's or Uno. There's a general manager of a Chili's in Georgia or Alabama that
plays Pokemon Go.
No, that found the Twitter handle. He found a Twitter handle of a 5-star football recruit that flopped from Alabama to Georgia. And he found the Twitter handle of this kid, and he's such a diehard Alabama fan that he started harassing this kid on Twitter. And then found his, like, I can't remember if it was his older brother's Twitter or his, like...
Younger brother's Twitter.
It was some other family member's Twitter. And then they ended up, through, like, stalking and, like, going on LinkedIn and stuff, like, found this guy's father's, like, business and just started fucking with the fax machine and blowing up the phone and stuff. Over like can you imagine being 17 and having a guy like try and ruin your father's business because you picked a different college to go to that he wanted?
Whoops.
like that's gotta fuck with people.
Yep.
That would, at 17, you would instantly have trust issues and you would not want to go to Price Chopper or fucking anywhere.
True, but what do you gotta go to Price Chopper for anyway? Now they got
Condoms.
Amazon. They got Amazon.
Yeah, basically, that's like my last name.
Condom, Smirnoff Ice, and Chex Mix. It's a one-stop shop.
Doesn't Amazon
The
have
big
like
three.
a grocery thing now? They had like I remember seeing it like last year at some point where you get like a grocery cart, like a digital grocery cart, and you pick the groceries you want, and if it fills up once it fills up that box, then you have to check out or you have to pay for another cart.
I remember they were trying to come out with refrigerators that did
Amazon
Yeah.
refrigerators.
No, literally like a refrigerator with fucking a grocery store, like online grocery store built in.
Holy shit.
I'm not even making that up. They were showing
Holy
it
fuck,
on,
the ambiance is changing.
Yep.
I like this, dude.
Put that on Fade 7.
Yeah. Can I turn the
When it's full
one of
green,
those off?
it's like...
I'm gonna turn the one above.
You can't turn one off. They both go off at the same time.
Really?
You stupid idiot.
It's so sick.
Fuck
Just
it.
the border of the room.
Yep.
Alright.
But
Daddy's gotta take a piss, so...
all right.
Let's fucking speed this shit up.
No, I don't even. It was just a refrigerator with, like what Seth was saying, the Amazon fucking food, or maybe it was some other company that would just airdrop food.
There's an Amazon refrigerator.
Yeah,
It makes me think of like a black and brown refrigerator, the Amazon colors, and it just like you open it up and just like food just like materializes.
Oh, like in Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, straight from Amazon.com.
Some jets.
Hey, when you go to take a piss, bring the Glade up because my feet reek.
All right, man.
I
Need
definitely
another-
have to down there.
Need another
All right,
coat.
We're taking a 5. Clear Shots Podcast is produced and distributed for free. We don't pay anything to make it, and you don't pay anything to listen to it. The best way to hear Clear Shots Podcast is on YouTube. YouTube's going to have all of our full episodes, all of our clips, and also episodes of Clear Shots Plays, where we play video games and do our thing. Just search for us on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. If you're like me and you like doing other things while you listen to podcasts, check us out on SoundCloud. It's always going to have our latest episode. It only is going to have one episode at a time, but you'll be able to listen to the audio-only format, and it's the best way to listen to it while you're doing something else. You don't have to keep your screen on if you're listening on your phone or whatever. Check us out at soundcloud.com/ClearShotsPodcast. If you're on Facebook, check us out on Facebook as well. Like us, follow us. We always post new episodes. We always post clips. And we always post just random things here and there. Facebook.com/ClearShotsPodcast. And now, back to the episode.
It's fucking tangles.
Story time! Go ahead, Cody.
All right. Long time ago, Syracuse. Winter, just like this one, but a lot fucking colder. So, like, me, Connor Ackley, Aaron, and I want to say Greg. Mark Berlin.
Wow.
I want to say Greg Berlin?
Something like that. One of them fellas.
And Sam Katz. We all take off from what was the Mohawk House.
Yep.
And yeah, the party house. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to this party. It's my buddy's birthday. It's like my two buddies from Burning Man. He's having himself 29th birthday, so do you guys want to come to this party? Like, yeah. So we all go up.
Fucking right.
Fucking totally unprepared. And, like, we're having a great time. Just fucking hooting and hollering on the way up. We got an 18 rack of tall boys. Like a Budweiser that I'm just holding on to. And in Connor's car, it was used for pizza delivery and shit. So it had its ass kicked for, like, a long time. Mm-hmm. So nothing worked. Especially the heat. And it's negative 10 to 15 degrees outside. And we're cruising from Oswego to Syracuse. And the windows are fogging up because we're all laughing our balls off. And we're like taking an old dirty-ass sock that Connor had, and we're wiping all the fog off the windows. We're having a great time. We're getting drunk, and we're just like fucking blasting music. And we get up there, and we finally hit Syracuse. We're all half drunk. And we hit a Burger King because like we need food in our system.
Yeah.
And then
And you're not counting calories at this point either.
Oh,
so.
no.
No, you're not. No, you're square.
So yeah, we're like half of us are pissing in the Burger King parking lot. And while Sam Katz is ordering us all food. And then we finally get to, like, back then I had no idea what Syracuse was. Like, I didn't know where I was at the time, but like on Euclid Ave, it's like right next to the college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like crazy party street.
Yeah.
And all these huge ass houses that are like a billion apartments in one house.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm starstruck. I'm like, sweet man, look at all these giant cool houses.
Oh.
And we pull up to the address, and it's like quiet. It's like too quiet. So we knock on the door, and like this cute black chick like shows up like 5 minutes later. I'm still holding the beer, and she opens up the door. She's like, "Hey, what's up? What do you guys need?" Like, yeah, we're looking for Andy. It's his birthday today. There's a party. She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, you sure? Like, I know it's the right address. And I asked her again. I was like, you know Andy? She's like, no. But then I asked her a third time. She's like, yeah, I know Andy. I'm like, okay. Was that the trick? Did I have to ask 3 times? She's like, yeah, come with me. So all of us, little gaggle.
Tap your heels together.
Yeah. Spin around a couple times.
She's like,
So yeah, totally.
that's why they call him Andy 3 times.
Yeah. Man, super cool gypsy bitch shows up to the door.
Yeah, legend has it if you turn off the lights in your bathroom and look into the mirror and say Andy 3 times.
You go to a party.
You get to take acid. So we go, like I was saying, there's like multiple apartments and this is like 3-story building, but it's an old Victorian house from way back when.
Yeah.
And so we're following this cute gypsy-looking black chick, like up all 5 of us or whatever the fuck, up the stairs, and like we get to this apartment, and it's like this kitchen, this old spooky Gothic-looking fucking kitchen. It's got like a fireplace in it. It's all gray and stone. I'm like, oh shit, this is sweet. Like, this is a cool place to have a party. She's like, oh no, we gotta keep going. So we passed like another kitchen. I'm like, this is already like the fucking Twilight Zone, and I'm pretty much sober. And like, so like this is the place, right? Nope, gotta keep going. So 3rd fucking apartment upstairs, and I see Andy, which is my buddy from Burning Man, and we're all just sitting around. I set down the beer and stuff, and I'm pretty drunk at this point because I was drinking every apartment like we hit. Like I had like a beer pretty much, and yeah. So Andy's sitting there. We chat for a little bit. He's like, "You guys want to do acid tonight?" I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, do you guys want to do acid?" Like, there's 5 of us, and they're like, "Yeah, okay." So he's like, "All right, $10 a hit." And like divvy up the money, give him the money, and he puts 10 tabs, and he's like, all right, body of Christ, and he's like putting it on our tongues and shit. And mine was free because we know each other.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, man. And I'm like, when I'm drunk, I'm like wicked sentimental and lovable. I'm like hugging everybody. So I get everybody, like huddle everybody up in like a fucking football huddle. I'm like, all right, man, it's gonna be a fucking crazy night. And I kiss everybody on the forehead for some reason. Like, love you guys, man. So I was like, all right, let's go. And Andy's like, all right, we're leaving. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean we're leaving? This is the coolest house ever. And he's like, no, man, we're actually going to my buddy Ajay's house. I'm like, okay, I guess so.
Like, if you guys ever got hungry, there's like 13 kitchens. So.
Yeah, dude, whip it up.
Square.
Yeah.
Fucking set.
But now we leave the cool house and we go.
Oh, God.
To just like left, right, like
oh,
who the fuck knows.
It's going to be a negative connotation of this next place, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, that's like, it's funny too, because when you're drunk, like, and you are following somebody, you're not paying attention to where you're actually going. You're just kind of following.
Yeah, you're just having a great time.
You end up completely disoriented in some other fucking city. Like, you're in fucking Canada all of a sudden and shit.
Oh, man.
And, let's see. Yeah, so a couple lefts, a couple rights, and we're at this dude Ajay's place. Which is honestly, like, I don't know, maybe about 6 or 7 blocks away from where we started. And nobody's tripping on acid yet, but we get to this place, and it's only a couple people, and Ajay's like this cool black guy with dreads. He greets us at the door. He's like, hey, what's up, everybody? I was like, yeah, we're here for Andy's birthday. Like, okay, cool. So we passed their kitchen. They only had one. And there's like this whole buffet table with like all this amazing like vegetarian food, like carrots and celery sticks, whatever the fuck. I'm like, okay, cool. So we started drinking and boozing. We're all having a great time. We all pretty much forgot that we took acid. And and we're all munching on these carrots and stuff. And I go outside for a smoke, and I'm like, oh, okay. I've tried to do acid a few times, and it hasn't ever worked. But this time it might. So, and then I remembered, I was like, all right, I'm going to go for this like at like a scientific approach. Try to understand my trip, just understand like what the fuck's going on. And I whip out a pen.
Good
and
fucking luck, dude.
Yeah. I whip out a pen, and I remember like Hunter S. Thompson used to he used to put down on a little slip of paper whenever he would like think that he was like losing his shit. A little slip of paper that says it's only a drug. And he put that piece of paper in his pocket, and when he trip on God knows what, he'd pull it out and read it. So like, oh man, I'll do that same thing. I don't have any paper, so I'll write it on my arm. So I was like, all right, click the pen. I started writing it really small, but all of a sudden, like I was like losing control, and it went all the way the fuck up my arm. And I was like, yeah, it's only a drug, like all the way the fuck up my arm. I was like, oh shit, that didn't go well. So Sam Katz actually comes out on the back porch, and she sits down, and I'm like still drunk, but now I'm starting to trip on acid. And I'm trying to show her, I'm like, yo, I did that thing that Hunter S. Thompson did. She's like, oh, that's cool. And I like fell over. Because it's like this shitty little porch, like a little wood plank dock thing goes off the back of the house. And then Mark comes out, and this is where the carrots thing comes in. Because on the way up, he wasn't drinking beer, but he was like chugging like Great Monster or something like that. So it was like purple. And And or like Four Loko, I don't know what the fuck it was, some purple drink.
Something purple. Purple drink, probably.
And he's chomping carrots, which are orange. And he comes out, and we're like, it's starting to kick in for everybody.
Yes, they are orange.
Indeed, they are indeed orange. We're glad you'd let us know.
Yeah.
Not those purple carrots or those those blue carrots.
I'm gonna start losing my shit because this is too fucking funny. Carrots, which are orange.
We gotcha.
Anyway, it's like I don't know how, like, we're all doing great, having cigarettes, drinking beer out on the back porch, and all of a sudden he just fucking throws up. He just cocks his head to the side and blah!
Just
all over the grass. And I noticed that it's got carrots in it in purple, so it looks like fucking Halloween decorations or something that just came out of this dude's face. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. So, and then, like, we all see it, and, like, we all start laughing our balls off. And then, okay, here we go. Fucking strap it on. Time to be on acid.
Yeah, when Mark was telling me about it, he was telling me that, like, he was almost asphyxiating because he would throw up, be like, oh, that's so cool. Like, oh my God, look at
That's dangerous.
Like,
that is
and
dangerous.
as he's telling me that, as you're telling us the same thing, I'm just like, yup, that's acid.
Oh, man. So then, after that, I don't know, like, there's a lot of people came, and it was about to become, like, a super cool party, but this is when it turns, like, shitty. Because a lot of people came, they're like, fuck yeah, let's party. It's like, stay in the house nice and warm, where it's negative 15 degrees outside. But then they all decided they wanted to take a walk.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
shit, like, nobody, like, I brought all my friends here, and nobody knows what the fuck they are, and we're all on acid now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, like, kind of nervous, but I'm not freaking out.
So everybody there wanted to take a walk? Or just...
All the Syracuse people
Gotcha.
wanted to take one. We're like, I guess that's what we're doing, because, like, we're not at our house. So
Yeah, you
we'll
can't just
follow
stay
these
there.
guys. Yeah,
Like,
and they're
yeah.
tripping, too.
Okay.
So, as we're walking, like, I'm with Connor, and we're all unprepared, because we're not ready for, like, negative 15 degrees.
No chance.
Ever. So, yeah.
I
So
don't
we're
think
walking,
it's
and, like, the
possible.
group of people at the house, like, they start moseying, like, farther and farther away. I was like, fuck, man. I was like, where are we going? Connor chimes in, and he's like, dude, how long have we been walking? It's been like 3 hours. I'm like, it's honestly been like 15 minutes. But he's like flipping out, because he's got this skinny little leather jacket on. I'm like, fuck, man. And I was trying to, like, keep him warm and stuff. And it was honestly, this is where it turns into a fucking nightmare, because he's, like, charging me up, like, getting me all nervous. Like, fuck, man, my friends are going to die out here. I'm like, how do I build a fire? Where do we find food?
I need kindling. I need kindling now.
And there's, like, those dreams, like, it's like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? When there's, like, a door of a hallway, like, right over there. And you're trying to, like, run to it. And it keeps getting, like, farther and farther away.
Yeah.
That's me trying to fucking corral all these fucking assholes that are on acid right now. Because all my friends are right here, freezing their nuts off. We're taking a super fun walk that's like some vague destination. And I'm trying to, like, catch up with those guys, but also not lose my friends, like, off in the wilderness.
The wilderness of Euclid Ave.
Yeah, exactly. And I live in that neighborhood now, and I'm, like, looking, like, I walk, like, down the street that all of this shit happened at. And I'm just like, dude, I live, like, right over there. It's like, I know all this.
Yeah, you know the wilderness now.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it so happened that, like, all of us freaking out and stuff, like, when we finally caught up with the people that own the house, Connor was like, dude, do you know any of these people? I'm just like, no, not really. Like, that flipped him out, but I knew, like, a couple of them. And Connor was convinced that we were, like, a subject group from Oswego being, like, experimented on with drugs and shit. Of these people from Syracuse. They thought, like, they lured us out here to Syracuse and they gave us acid and
All right,
shit.
we just did Fulton last week. We got to take care of Oswego.
Andy, you know a guy, right? Yeah, invite him over. It's your
Yeah.
birthday today. Tell him that.
Tell them it's your birthday. Stick to the story. You got it, right?
All right,
Tell him
gypsy bitch. We gotta make sure that they're persistent people. Perseverance is a key. Make sure they ask who Andy is 3 times. Otherwise, close the door. We'll find a new group later.
That's so funny. That's probably exactly it.
She has a little earpiece in.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Little satellite dish. But yeah, man. Yeah, we finally caught up with them, and we were going to Thorndon Park, if you guys know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, do you know about it?
Yeah.
That, like, sweet, like, Coliseum style.
Yeah.
thing.
It was very, like, the best and worst place to be when you're on acid with strangers.
I thought it was cool. I was, like, keeping my shit together. And this, we were with this, actually, some pretty cute girls. And, Mark and Aaron knew where the fuck they were the entire time, but somehow we didn't believe them. So we get to Thorndon Park, and I'm like, this is beautiful, man. Like, this is where my trip is actually being cool.
Yeah.
And the cute girls are, like, going up on, like, the spires and shit, like, and they've got, like, their lighters on, and they're, like, playing with their lighters. I'm like, this is badass. This is, like, kind of witchcrafty, kind of gothy.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, nice. This is actually finally having a good time. We finally make it back to the house, and Connor had calmed down at this point. Like, he had forgotten the entire thing that, like, he was flipping out about. But I hadn't. So, like, I was like, get the fuck inside, you guys. Like, it's warm in there. Oh, man. We all cooled out, and we finally, like, said our goodbyes. But little did we know that, like, acid has, like, peaks and valleys.
Oh, yeah. It's
so we were in,
wonderful.
like, a major valley at that point. And, like, we just had this moment of clarity. We're like, all right, we're going to get the fuck out of here. We're going to, like, leave. Because this is terrifying. But no, actually, it went okay.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to tell me, like, you died down and then you peaked for the second time as you guys were driving.
No. Sam Katz actually drove our asses home.
There you go.
And she was good about it. She was more of a veteran than any of us could possibly
have
hope for. But yeah, we're all laughing our balls off how crazy and shit that night was.
That's like I'm not confident in myself enough to do a thing like that. Like, if I was with you and everybody else, and you're like, hey, there's a guy. First off, we're friends. We're not that close. But, like, if I was hanging out and you're like, hey, there's a guy I know from Burning Man. It's his birthday and he lives on Euclid Ave. Let's go hang out with him. Yeah. I would just be like, all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, let me know how it is.
And then if you actually got me to go, he's just like, you guys want to do acid? I'd be like, no. And then I'd go.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
like, I'm just thinking of it and I'm like, wow, I want to.
What would I do in this situation?
Yeah, I'm just like, all I know is that there was one time I went to a party at OCC on Euclid, and there was a shooting, and I never went back.
Fuck. Okay, wow, man.
That's the whole story. I don't know who was getting shot at. It wasn't our party, but, like, it was gunshots, and then we left, and then police sirens, police lights.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, though. Not what I just said, but that's like, I like
that
that
crazy ass story.
I like that.
I imagine it would have been a fucking stellar night if it had been at least 45 degrees.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
If it was a warm summer day, man, that would have been the greatest night of my life.
Mm-hmm. When the survivability is low.
Yeah, it's very low.
Yeah, that's when acid becomes a struggle.
Fucking, I mean, like, now I'm bulletproof, right? So I can take acid anytime I want to.
Yeah, exactly. You've already been, like, baptized in it.
Yeah.
No, last time.
Go to Disneyland.
Oh, man.
Holy shit, that sounded vicious.
That was guttural, dude. That was guttural.
I did acid last week and a couple weeks before that. The first time I did, I think I talked about it on the podcast once. I did it, like, around my birthday. And I went for a walk. Like, I dropped the tab and I watched, like, the first hour and a half of Tombstone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Because you can't not just watch Tombstone.
Yeah.
But,
I love me some Tombstone.
I realized I really wanted to go out for a walk, go out for a cigarette, and I didn't have any cigarettes, so I went to Burn Dairy, and then I started to kick in, and it's, like, 7:30 at night in, like, the middle of June. So it's not really dark out, but it's, like, getting that dusky, like... The street lights are on, but it's still kind of bright out a little bit.
That's the exact time I wanted to be right fucking now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sun's kind of setting.
And I'm walking around, and, like, the street lights are, like, trails. I ended up running into Cass.
Oh, cool.
On the bridge, and I was talking to him about it. I was like, dude, I'm on fucking acid right now. And we walked around.
I would love to hang out with
Cass. We walked around the east side. Yeah, it was fantastic. He was giving me all these guides and stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the top choices.
Giving me like a tutorial, basically. I felt like I was in a video game tutorial.
Nice.
And like, so he like he walked me like halfway back to my house. Well, he was on a skateboard, but because of course he was. But I remember calling one of my coworkers, and he did acid, quite a bit growing up. And he's like 28, 29. And he was like, dude, if you ever get confused or need someone to talk to, just call me. So I'm like, all right. Because him and I both had the next day off.
Cool.
He's like, I'm going to be up till like 3 o'clock in the morning drinking and playing Skyrim and eating pizza. Yeah. Probably.
That's a good night.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
and so I called him, and we joke about it all the time still, because there was literally a time where, like, I called him, and this is when I peaked. Like, I got back to my house, and I'm noticing, like, the wallpaper is kind of, like, shifty. All the paintings in my house that I never gave a shit about that are, like, on the walls, I'm just like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And, like, I remember I get in my room, and, like, you see how Seth has these lights around this room?
Yeah.
Like, I have the same ones, but they're only blue. Like, it's like just a blue LED strip. Mm-hmm. But it's around the whole perimeter, just like
let's
mine
make this, like, brighter.
Switch it to blue, actually.
I want, like, very light blue.
I can't. It's not working.
But
hand it to me, because I'm right here.
Let's make this Jake's room for Jake's story.
I'm trying to get the scenario going.
God damn it.
But, like, I always have a fan on.
Blue isn't working.
I always have my ceiling fan on. It's usually on low. Mm-hmm. But it's on so often that the dust in my room is just stuck to the wall.
Oh,
like,
no.
almost. I have to dust my walls, like, every few weeks. I don't, but I have to. Like, I should, but whatever. But like, as soon as I started peaking, and I, like, turned on my PS2, because I didn't have the Xbox One at the time. Mm-hmm. But I remember sitting down, I turned on Animals as Leaders. I'm sitting there, and, like, I look at the wall, and I shit you not, my walls are navy blue. And just the dust and other shit on my wall was just all shifting around. And I'm on the phone with my friend. And I'm not even paying attention. I'm listening to Animals as Leaders. Pretty sure it was Behaving Badly was on. So it was just a nice, gentle song.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And I hear him go. Dude, just hand me the remote. I'll fucking change it. Like,
I'm still working.
Is it just not? Is it dead?
I might. You guys are over there talking. I'm like, yeah.
I can't get it to work. I would say this is.
Is that your room?
This is pretty accurate.
It's pretty
actually.
fucking cool, actually.
It's probably. It's
blue.
actually right around here. This is what color my room is all the time. But everything else in my room is dark. So it's really just the TV that, or whatever. But I remember just like staring at my wall and like looking at the patterns and looking at my, like the PS2, if you remember, had like the blue dots on the home screen that are like constantly circling around.
Totally.
But they were circling around so fast that they were just like constant, like it just turned into a whole thing. And I hear him go, Jake? Like sort of like when you die in Metal Gear Solid. Snake! I just hear him go, Jake, are you there? Jake? And I'm like, dude, I'm going to call you back. I'm just going to stare at things. And I hung up on him.
Fucking wall's pretty sweet right now,
dude,
so I got to go.
I literally sat there for like 20 minutes just staring at shit.
Cool.
And that was the first time I did it.
Damn.
I remember like the last time I did it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I ended up taking 2 tabs instead of just 1. And I watched the original Star Wars trilogy.
Dude.
Back to back.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was going through your head? Like,
I was mostly emotional because it was the day before The Last Jedi.
Oh, wow.
And my dad and I were going to see that at IMAX the next morning.
Yeah.
But it was mostly like watching it
IMAX,
and being amazed, like looking at the detail and like noticing, watching movies, especially anything live action when you're when you're tripping, is weird because you can tell they're acting. You know, right. You're constantly thinking about how it's fake, and how it's acting. But I shit you not, dude. I literally wept at the beginning of episode 4, like when it was just the pan over the stars and then
sure.
And the title crawl, and all I could think of was like, dude, imagine watching this for the first time like back in the 77 when it first came out.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
So I was just trying to like clear my head the whole time and try and watch it as if I've never seen it before and like really, really, really focus on it.
Yeah.
And it was just fantastic. Yeah. Everything was just 2 tabs compared to 1 is fucking crazy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or
no, I've only done the 1, honestly, and it whipped my ass.
Dude, it's like when you do 1, you ever done acid, Seth?
No. Negative.
If you do just 1 tab, it's more like everything's great. Colors are shifty. You're noticing patterns and stuff that you've never noticed before. Music sounds amazing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Music sounds better. Everything is just better. Plus, you're kind of like focusing more. When you do 2, it's like you're looking through a kaleidoscope. It's weird. You don't have to focus on things to get the patterns in. Like I remember after I finished the original trilogy, I was still kind of in and out, and I turned on Family Guy.
Isn't that like almost 9 hours of movie?
Yeah, I would say about Actually, no, probably about 5 or 6.
It's the most rigid couch.
Yeah,
probably 6.5. But you peak for I would say 3 or 4 hours, and then like Cody said, you kind of go into like a valley for a bit, and then right before it wears off, you peak again a little bit. Mm-hmm. But
I think that's how we should have guests sit all the time.
Sit on the arm of the couch.
To sit on the
arm. But even when it wears off,
there's no way that feels good.
Nah, I just didn't feel like sitting up straight because like this is. It's like for ladies in corsets and shit. You just have to sit up straight.
Yes, it is.
It's like you have no.
That's why I usually would have.
You have a lot of balls up here.
You got to get a pillow.
Yeah,
that's the key.
But even when it wears off, the colors and shit are still fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your colors.
There's like lingering shit.
Yeah, it's like
washed.
Yeah, no, it's really strange. Like I was watching Family Guy and like some of the characters were like purple instead of like normal skin color, and like. It was sort of like, ghosting with your mouse. If you turn on your mouse trail on your computer and you move your mouse from one side to the other, it's like...
Yeah,
man.
And, like, that's kind of persistent, and it was just weird.
That's bothered me. I would look at things that were supposed to be straight lines, and they were, like, wavy.
Yeah. Because even, like, the day or two after you do acid, like, your brain's still fucked because you're firing on all cylinders for, like, 6 to 10 hours straight. And then it just... shuts down. That's why some people get fucked because they do acid too much, and you just go into psychosis. Like if you do it all the time, like
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I think I'm lucky that every time I did psychedelics, it wasn't the worst time, but it wasn't the fucking best time ever.
Yeah.
So like it's not like I want to do them all the time.
The only thing keeping me from doing acid all the time is I don't have the time to do acid to do acid all the time because you need like a whole.
That's a 10-hour commitment.
You would have to have all the time.
You need exactly. You need like a whole. You need the day that you're doing it to be completely blank, and then you need the whole next day to recover.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just knock back like 3-4 drinks in an hour or two and then just wake up feeling dizzy. Mm-hmm. It's like you're gonna be living in a new perspective.
Yeah, it's a new world.
Yeah,
different plane of existence. Oh, shit you never saw before.
It's like the upside down.
And things you don't think about.
Yeah, tell me about it, man.
Like
no, seriously, tell me about it.
Not spoilers.
You know what it's like.
I did it again. I did it the day before The Last Jedi, and then I did it last Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe. But I did, my tolerance was so high, so I had to do more than just 2. So I did 4 tabs. So 4 tabs, with my tolerance being that high, was the equivalent of like maybe 2.5 or 3 tabs that there's like this chart online or whatever.
What other colors you got on here, Sam?
I got all kinds of different
colors.
colors.
Ambiance. Make it light. I'm like falling asleep.
Something light.
About to have an acid flashback.
You can turn up the brightness of the colors too, but...
I honestly think this battery's dying.
I think it is, yeah. It's a watch battery.
Ooh.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Or, what's this one? Let's keep it here because I can't switch it again. But
It's so fucking vibrant.
I did the 4 tabs, which was basically like 3, and put a black tank top, like tied it over my eyes, and put headphones on.
Wow.
And just listen to music. And that's the best, I think, in my opinion. It's just I was seeing shit. Like I remember I closed my eyes and it's like I was seeing like people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember definitely like for a time I saw like Chucky.
Oh wow.
Like in the background of like all this shit, and then just designs and all that. It's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
But the best part is that ever since I did it, I really haven't been drinking that much, which is one of my things I want to work on.
That's cool. Like a lot of people use it as like therapeutic kind of stuff.
Yep. It's good. It's like you said though, it's good.
Dude, speaking of Last Jedi, look at my Darth Vader gloves.
I like them.
Choke your ass out.
Now you just need a voice changer.
You disappointed me for the last time, Admiral.
You don't know the power.
Yeah.
The fucking he does this so much. I feel like the fucking grip.
Yeah.
You guys seen The Last Jedi yet?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Oh, how'd you feel
Absolutely.
about it? Spoilers.
I dug it.
Spoiler alert. For The Last Jedi. For The Last Jedi. How fucking badass was the scene where the cruiser goes into light speed and cuts the whole fleet?
Yeah, that was
pretty
sweet.
sweet.
That was mental.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was bitching about it. Is like, if they did that at the last thing, why didn't they do it with like all the ships? If they already escaped all the ships, they can all go to light speed, right? So they could have like fucked them up immediately.
Just build hundreds and hundreds of ships.
Yeah, but
It's like-
that wasn't in the script.
No.
Oh shit.
It was ad-libbed. The only thing I was upset with was they just completely killed off Admiral Akbar. Like in
Yeah,
a one-off thing.
He was asking for it though.
Piece of shit.
He was asking for it.
It's a trap.
Yeah, we get it.
Trap.
But it was the fucking finale with like that. It was basically Hoth, but it was salt.
Yeah.
It was red.
That was dope.
That was fucking nuts.
Very visually stimulating.
Yeah.
And then Luke apparently just decides to just stop being a thing.
That whole scene was crazy though, where he was just a force ghost the whole time.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. I want every gun firing at that man. And like he just gets lit up, and you're like, he's gonna
brushes
make
his shoulder
it.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
You
amazing.
just know that he's gonna make it. Didn't even know like at that point you had no fucking idea he was like a ghost.
I didn't think about it.
But you knew that he was gonna be
But you're-
alive.
yeah, you're
because he's a
like-
hard fucking motherfucker.
You're like, they ain't killing off Luke Skywalker like that.
Oh.
But then he dies 10 minutes later anyway. He just disappears.
Because he wanted to,
Yeah, that's a good point.
not because they said so.
That was willingly.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want to.
Yeah, it was fucking great, man. I liked it a little more than The Force Awakens, to be honest. Though I like Rogue One a lot, though.
Rogue One was my favorite out of all the new shit.
Yeah, Rogue One was fucking badass.
I felt like The Last Jedi like didn't go like I felt like they didn't do what everybody thought they were gonna do.
Yeah.
I think that's what I liked about it.
That's cool.
Was that it was like super like unpredictable.
Its own movie, yeah.
Yeah, and it was very like
They didn't treat it like a
kind of
sequel.
like yeah, like I felt like I was. You would think it was gonna go some way, like you felt like the momentum was going in one direction, and then they'd kind of change it up on you.
Yeah.
Like things were not predictable at all.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of what happened coming, basically.
What's
Yeah, I was extremely impressed.
Which is the opposite of fucking The Force Awakens. Like you basically knew what was gonna happen in that movie.
What bugged me, though, the only thing that really bothered me with Force Awakens was how the fuck did they build that whole Death Star out of a planet?
They just
Was it just
they
there?
did it off screen.
They did it in, like, I guess. And it's like, what the fuck are they going to do now? Because at the end of The Last Jedi, the whole rebellion is in one Prius. Or the whole rebellion's in the Falcon, isn't it? Don't they escape on the Millennium Falcon, and that's just everybody? It's like a dozen of them.
That's really funny. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like, what the fuck are you going to do? They bring all the droids back from the original trilogy. Wow! I just wrote episode 9.
Wait,
Yeah.
shut this off. Don't
post this one.
Don't
Yeah.
edit that out. Okay.
I would
Alright.
love that. Bring
So-
the fucking battle droids back, dude.
Yeah, they should.
Man.
Roger.
Oh, nice. Dude, save that clip. We need that. We need that for the movie.
That is the clip for the podcast. Just that
Roger.
1 second clip.
This fucking droidicas come back. Those are cool as shit.
The fucking noises their guns make.
I hated those things. I hated those things in Star Wars Battlefront 2
Yeah.
because you could not kill them.
Yeah.
And they'd have shields. They'd had shields, and then they could just go beep, 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 and then just destroy
Dude, you were always terrified as the clones if you just hear the...
Yeah.
And then just...
Because what do you do to them?
Imagine if we had those right now, though. Just one droidica. What would people do? You can't take that out with conventional firearms.
Yeah,
No.
man. And where's the
Just like-
Jedi at? I don't see any
Oh,
Jedi
no,
rolling
that's
around.
insane.
We could take
Be
over
like,
shit.
hey, ISIS is in this one cave. All right, I got it.
Yeah.
Fucking, we just... It's like, what is that over there?
It's got a fucking shield. They launch a nuke on it, and it does nothing. It's still fucking fire.
Like, tip of nuke hits, like, top of shield. Completely fine.
I just love that noise. like, what's that noise? You guys listen to K-pop? No, it's some spinny thing.
I love how you
It's
keep
got a nice
bringing
beat.
K-pop back in. Oh, man.
What caliber are those lasers?
Dude.
How much damage can
Are
they
there
do?
calibers of
I don't
lasers? They're just lasers.
What spectrum
One
are they?
standard size.
What spectrum are they on? Are they on the autism
mean,
spectrum or the photon spectrum?
I guess there has to be, right? Because AT-ATs fire like those.
yeah,
wicked,
AT-ATs would be
powerful-
like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, instead of a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and they fire those way thicker lasers. There has to be calibers.
Watch out for those wrist rockets. Roger, Roger. Boom, 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 boom. It's the whole squad, dude.
I can't contribute shit to this podcast. I'm just laughing my balls off.
Like, imagine if you could just insert a droidica, one single droidica, into any battle in history. Like, what one would it fuck the most shit up with? It had to be something ancient, right?
Yeah, dude. Oh, absolutely.
Dude, imagine the Trojan horse. The Trojan
the-
horse has one droidica.
That's the way that the Romans.
It like falls, it fucking falls out, ball
They
form.
they think it's a god or something. They just start bowing to it, and it's just like, kids, go bow to your new god. Okay.
Bow to your new god, honey.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
That's how the Romans would beat the Persians.
See, they do 300, the director's cut.
301.
And it's just
301, and one of them is
301. The one is just the droidica. The other 300 Spartans are just laying back.
Dude. Seriously though, fucking
fucking
virtual reality lightsaber fights, anyone? Anybody down for that?
That's
Ooh.
the way to do it, dude.
Fucking never leaving my house.
Yeah, but I'm gonna change the HTML so I can be a droidica.
Yeah.
I like that we're not a video podcast, but I'm doing the hand gesture for it as we're going.
Yeah, seriously,
I'm
like
just going like this. That's what it looks like.
That the official hand gesture for it?
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
wait, this reminds me of something.
Spock.
Yeah.
That guy. That's the other star.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, what? Imagine if you just had a droidica in Game of Thrones. Just like, they have a dragon. What do we do? I got an idea. Let's get one of those roly boys in here.
Probably BOIs.
Just
I feel like they'd be terrifying.
a droidica?
Yeah, IRL.
Oh my god,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
No, you know what would be fucked, dude? Is a xenomorph, man. Like from Alien.
What are you talking about? Animorphs. Right?
Or an animorph. Can you imagine
Turn
if you
into
were an animorph that turned into a xenomorph from
Like a
Alien?
teenage girl turns into a dolphin, turns into a xenomorph,
That'd be pretty crazy.
turns into alien.
A xeno
I feel like that's-
dolphin.
I feel like that's stressful on the body, though.
Anamorphing?
Yeah. You really gotta like stretch out before.
It just reminds me of
You
when
gotta
they
do some
turn
yoga.
when they turn Gerald Broflovsky into a dolphin.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Right?
the
Yeah.
Dolphin
I'm a dolphin now.
Yeah, you'd really have to do some like hot yoga and fucking stretching routines for that kind of
Absolutely. Drink a lot of water beforehand.
stuff.
Before you turn into a
What if it,
dolphin
like-
xenomorph.
What if like you accidentally turn into an animorph? Like what if you're like having sex with somebody and you like climax and just all of a sudden you're just like a lemur?
Yeah, awesome. Wait, or like something weird like an anaconda and you just flop on somebody mid thrust.
Or you're just like you just
Fuck,
turn into a
I'm a
droidica.
snake.
You're like mid thrust and all of a sudden you're like
So fucking done with these sound effects.
What was the thing?
Holy shit.
What was the trigger in Animorphs? Like, what was the thing that forced them to change?
Trigger.
microaggressions.
Microaggressions.
Shit.
Cosmo magazine.
Social justice warriors.
You know, it's okay to be an animal if you want to be. You just have to really believe you. What if some people are otherkin and they actually end up turning into the animal, but they don't know how to turn back? Like,
Oh, man.
you think that's happened? Do you think
Fucked.
people have accidentally turned into animals?
Yeah, power of owl.
Like, or
Where
like
the fuck
an
is my
animal.
kid? Where'd my kid go?
Who are you? It's me, Dad.
Clearly.
This went off the rails so
Obviously,
fast. Oh my God.
Dude, as soon as we went
the
to
droidicas,
droidicas,
came up, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
what animal would you turn into if you were like captured by the government to be like
Oh
in
my
the
God.
military? What do you think would do the most damage
To be
besides
in the
droidicas?
military?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Besides droidicas, if you could turn into an animal,
Okay.
can the Animorphs turn into T-Rexes or no? Because they're not real, or well, they're not around
I
anymore.
would
They're
turn
not
into
real.
a fucking like actual Black Panther because they're sexy as fuck.
We talking
turn
about
into-
like the superhero or the
Wait,
Panther?
what are we talking about? I'm sorry, Black
If
Panther.
you got if you were an Animorph person
Yeah.
and the government found out, like say the three of us were all Animorphs, and the government finds out and they just come in and take us,
Oh shit.
and like we could turn into any
In
animal.
that moment of panic, what would you become?
Oh no. Like if they were like, all right, you need to go and clear out ISIS from this cave, but you need to do it as animals,
All right,
just
pick
because
your
it'd be
animal.
funny.
Okay, yeah.
Can I be like a
Black
mosquito? I want to be a mosquito with like malaria or something. They probably don't
Oh,
have
dude, the silent killer.
medicine
Well,
for
this
it.
almost
They,
silent
they
killer.
don't have medicine for that in ISIS.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I'd be a bee. I heard they're all allergic to bees. And bee allergies are real bad.
Or be like a, I don't know, man. Chimpanzees have the strength of 10 men.
That's
If
true.
all three of us are chimpanzees and we know to avoid gunfire,
Well, one of us could be a chimp and then distract the shit out of him while you sting the fuck out of him with your malaria mouth.
And then the other one could be a bee.
Oh, look at that. Holy shit. The bee and the monkey could do magic tricks.
there aren't any bulletproof animals, are there? That'd be a very difficult
I
assignment.
mean, bees are pretty close. It's hard to hit a bee.
Yeah, you're not gonna
Yeah,
hit a
really
mosquito
fucking
or
hard.
something. Yeah.
They're
Like
just
a
they're
rhino or
shifty.
something.
I'd love to. No, I want to be. If I had to be a fictional thing, besides a droidica, I'd be a xenomorph, because that's just terrifying, dude. What are you gonna do against that?
They should just
Yeah.
make. I feel like we need a fighting game with droidicas and xenomorphs in it. Like they should put droidicas in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
With their one move.
Yeah, and a shield.
it's just they're only zoning. there's no melee attacks. It's just exclusive. Bless you. It's exclusively projectiles.
Oh.
What a sneeze that was.
Oh,
Dude,
my
the sound
word.
quality on that sneeze is going to be so good.
It is. Holy shit. That was a real one.
Jesus fuck.
Woo!
Brought to, Brought
Yeah,
to you here, only in Seth's room.
We gotta get
He's
Vinny on
doing-
here, dude. What are we doing? Where's Vinny?
I can't be Vinny, guys.
We gotta get Vinny.
Clearly.
I feel like that would be Vinny like half the time. Is just not saying shit and being on his phone and then like a sneeze. Like
How's Vinny
he
doing?
fucking dude. I can't like ever. I'm never gonna get.
He's
I'm
all right,
never
I
gonna
guess.
get the.
I haven't seen him in a while. He was all right last time I saw him.
We don't. Yeah,
We don't see Vinny.
I'm never gonna get the 316 out of my head though.
I just
At Wes's party that
video.
one time.
What?
I was sitting out in Wes's living room, and Vinny like.
Is this when Vinny got on the stool?
Yes.
And, like, fell?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I remember
No,
that.
that was. It might have been the same night, but it was like a different occasion.
Yeah.
He like we're sitting out in the living room, and I hear
316.
and fucking we're both like, what the fuck is going on? So we ran out immediately into the kitchen, and Vinny's like slamming beers together above his head and pouring them into his mouth.
By himself?
Yeah. Like there was people watching. People like were like, no, Vinny, don't do that. Obviously telling him not to do that. But he kept going 316. I have a video clip I think on my old phone of him being like 316 and Wes following him around like, Vinny, no, like trying to get beer out of his hands and shit.
Oh man,
So good.
Vinny's always my hero, man.
I had a copy of the Coin Man video somewhere. It's on,
the
it's
one
on
where
my
he's
computer.
laying on the fucking floor of the kitchen.
Yeah. Then there was one where he was in the hoe house. And
he pulls everything down.
Yeah.
He pulls all the fucking the sheets down.
Yeah, and he's like covering himself up with them. And we're like, Vinny, can we have this bag? And he goes, I'm not. No, it's the Coin Man.
I missed out on the Coin Man. I was always late to that party.
Ugh. You know what's never late?
The hand signs get me.
Fucking
Those
Christ.
hand signs just get me, you know?
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
they
I hear you.
understand.
Nobody else does. Fuck you, Dad. Go to bed, old man.
Oh my God. I can't. What else do we have?
I've been watching a lot of documentaries on Netflix, dude.
I started watching Planet Earth 2 last night.
Same.
I
Isn't
hear
it
that's-
amazing?
I hear
Yeah,
that's
wait,
cool.
what
Dude,
time
it's-
did you watch it? Exactly 10:16 at night?
Probably, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. It was like right around there.
Awesome.
I watched the whole first episode, and then as soon as the second one
I feel
started,
like-
I was out, and then all of a sudden it was like 1:15, and it was still playing, and I was
Yeah.
like, huh.
Dude,
I
that
feel
guy,
like
the British
I
guy, just
just,
put you to sleep.
yeah, it's
In a
fantastic.
good way.
Like, I feel like if I was gonna watch that, I'd need like a beautiful like 4K TV or something.
Mm-hmm. I've got what I'm working with. My setup is a fucking laptop I got from my ex-girlfriend that's got a fucking crack down the middle of the screen.
Yeah, but if you sit
So
close enough,
Yeah, dude,
it's
just
basically
surrounds.
it's basically
your face.
IMAX.
My TV is
Yeah, you bend the screen around your face.
You have like glasses that like bend the light to
Yeah.
surround you.
Wide angle lens glasses.
my TV is about the same size as yours. That's about what I'm working with, but it's on my wall, and I'm usually jerking off. That's
Yeah.
when I fall asleep.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's a fun game.
I finally watched
3
Icarus.
PM.
What?
Icarus. Rogan's talked about it a couple of times on his podcast, and he had the guy on his podcast, Brian Fogel.
It's about.
It's about he basically sets out to like show that he could do a bunch of PEDs and still do a fucking bike race and not get caught like Lance Armstrong did.
Yeah.
But what happens is the whole Russia thing fucking went down. It was back a couple of years ago where they found out that like Russia was basically hiding all of the fucking like piss that was gonna test hot. So they were like getting all of their athletes through to the Olympics with PEDs, but going through undetected. And that's why they won like a whole bunch of shit in the Olympics that year. I think it was 14 or 15.
Yeah, they're banned.
Yeah.
Pretty sneaky, sis.
And so that shit all went down and fucking Brian Fogel. So initially he was going to do this whole PED thing and try and test it and be like, oh, I can get through without, if I have the right guys telling me what to do, I can get through it without being detected. And the guy he got a hold of was this Russian dude that was in charge of that whole fucking thing. So it turned into like this whole thing about trying to get this guy, like, about the information that he was giving out and all this shit. It was fucking crazy. It got fucking intense. Because it was, now this guy is in the witness protection program And
Brian Fogel or the Russian dude?
the Russian guy, because he's giving information to the United States about what they did there.
Yeah, the entire Russian government's after him.
Yeah,
Damn.
literally, it's fucked up.
I watched this mini documentary. It was maybe like 15, 20 minutes long about how Spain had a Special Olympics basketball team where they hired like amateur semi-pro basketball players to pretend they were mentally retarded so they could win the Special Olympics.
It's literally The Ringer.
Dude, it was fucked. And like,
It's a whole team of Johnny Knoxvilles.
it was it was a team of, I think it was a team of 12, and they had 2 guys that were actually retarded. And then they had 10 people that were they were pretending. But like, I think 3 of the guys were on the team, but they failed the IQ tests, but because they were that stupid. And like, they still qualified as being mentally retarded, but they weren't in on it. Like,
It's like
Cool, dude. Like, less work for us. They're actually dumb.
it's like that episode with where Cartman tries to fix the Special Olympics, but he's just so unathletic
Dude,
that all
that's
the
one of the
Special
best
Olympics
ones
athletes
ever.
still beat his ass.
I love when he tries to explain to his mother why he wants to do it.
Oh, man.
Mom, can you sign this paperwork so I can be in the Special Olympics? Isn't it just to win like
It's basically just a bunch of money.
a gift certificate to something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Applebee's or something.
And like Jimmy
times you want.
does steroids, right?
Holy shit,
that's
right,
so
yeah.
good.
And him and like Timmy getting this crazy ass fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually like
It was the They Live fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They recreated that entire scene. When
Oh.
Timmy's getting kicked in the nuts, and I was like, ooh. It hurts. Hurts me.
And then
I watched. Go ahead.
it's Nathan that gives him the
Yeah.
that gives him the drugs.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the best characters, dude.
Dude,
I just
looked-
watched
and
the
Mimsy.
fucking. I watched the.
Shut up, Mimsy!
I just watched the fucking water bears. Is it
Oh,
the
yeah.
water bears, the mini bears? Oh my god.
The sea monkeys there?
No, it's the newest season,
Oh, shit.
and it's the special ed science fair, and like
Oh yeah.
Nathan and Mimsy are going to do just a volcano with baking soda and vinegar.
Yeah.
But Timmy and Jimmy like created a microscopic organism
Holy shit.
that like knows how to dance.
That's awesome.
And
That's so cool.
but yeah, the Sea People episode is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
that
when
is.
they
Oh, yeah.
like Miss Chokes on Dick dies,
Mhm.
and they like go in.
And they find the semen.
And
Yeah.
they add it to the sea monkeys.
Oh, man.
I love the episode. One of the Christianity episodes, but they're trying to figure out like if the priests are molesting the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids are sitting on the curb, and Chef comes by and he goes, "Hello, children." I'm like, "Hey, Chef, what seems to be the matter? Chef, what would a priest want to put in our butts?" And he's just like, "Goodbye," and he just leaves for the whole episode.
See
He's
ya.
like, that's his only scene. Goodbye.
Dude, shout out to my fucking family a couple years back. My dad dated this broad named Joanna, something like that. I don't know. It was like for a little while, and it was right around Halloween time. And this chick knew how to fucking sew. So like, my dad had this great idea that everybody should like pick a South Park character, like to be. And I think it turned out there's like 3 of them. My sister was Miss Chokes on Dick. And she had like the red fucking sweater thing, she had the glasses, and Jonna like sewed like 2 pairs of tits. Because you know how like she gets excited and she like
The
Miss Chokes
tits
on Dick.
flap around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the tits are just out. So there's just like 2 sandbags like hanging from her shirt with actual nipples on them and shit. My dad was Mr. Garrison. And he shaved his head and shit, like right here, and he painted 2 giant white eyes on his face, and made a coat hanger like square glasses, and she made him a Mr. Hat, and
That's dope.
yeah, and she was towely. She made a dress that was towely. She wasn't
That's
like
amazing.
full on towely, but she was like hot still,
Yeah.
like wearing
to
towel.
bring a towel.
Yeah,
Dude, he hasn't been in an episode in years.
No, he's in. I started playing the Fractured But Whole because I got that for Christmas.
Is it good?
I only played like an hour of it.
2
But
hours,
he's
an hour or more.
He does like tutorial shit, like at random points. He pops up.
Oh, cool.
But keep going.
So yeah, I think they just went out and got super fucking drunk as Mr. Garrison and Townley were dating that night.
That's pretty amazing.
And
Should have done Mr. Mackey. Wasn't it Mr. Mackey that was in the?
With chokes on dick.
Yeah.
Should have been.
Oh yeah, the
Was it?
gross ass sex scene.
I think it was. Yeah.
It should have been.
Because they were teaching sex ed and shit.
Yeah.
They're getting wicked hot.
It should have been Stan's grandpa and the quintuplet's grandmother.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a
Just
crazy
getting
ass
wicked obscure.
contortion.
Yeah.
We're getting deep now.
Yeah, that's like you got to be a real fan.
Deep cuts.
Dad, you didn't know she was dead? No, she must have died while we were having sex. No wonder she didn't say goodnight. Hey, Billy.
God damn it. Oh, Billy.
Hey, Billy. What do you think a Joinica would do with a quintuplet's grandmother? I think it'd be like...
I kind of want to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 now.
Good night, everybody. And then let's just start playing Battlefront.
You have Mortal Kombat X?
I just want to drink
1v1 right
fucking
now.
a lot of PBR right now.
Yeah, I want to go.
But I've been on the wagon for like quite some time.
You might as well get off it now.
I want to go to Price Chopper and buy a bunch of Smirnoff.
Yeah. Get some bootlegger.
Oh God.
I feel like we've been going for longer than 2 hours, but it's only been 2 hours.
Even?
Yeah,
That's
well,
weird.
a little over 2 hours.
I go back to
2:05.
work in 11 hours. 11 and a half hours. I go into work at like 11 a.m.
Nice.
Blows.
That's dope.
But the next 2 days, I only go in at 4. Going 4
I wonder
to
if
8.
it's snowing. I really don't want to shovel.
Do you think it's snowing in heaven? Do you
I-
think Jesus
I wonder if
likes
it ever
snow?
snows in heaven. Maybe only on Christmas.
Right?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just for like the sake of it.
Yeah.
Principle of the thing.
Go Jesus. It's your birthday.
No, it's clear out. It's clear AF.
Oh
Oh
shit.
man.
Good.
Oh yeah, when
We
are we
gotta-
making those bootlegger snow cones?
Yeah, we should figure that out.
We
That's
actually
it.
should.
Put that together real quick.
Type in code SHOTS and go to Fast Track and steal a thing of bootlegger. Because there's no reason to discount something that only costs $2.
So
If you discount it at all, it's under $1.
And it's
Is this
still...
like a Thor's hammer? I'm looking at this fucking thing the entire time. It looks like a Thor's hammer switchblade or something.
Nope, it's just
No,
a
it's just a
switchblade.
Because it was like there's something reflecting on it. It looked like that was like 2 pieces.
There's no
Reminds me
Thor
of the
here.
episode of Workaholics with Topher. What is that? What's that on your back?
Isn't that...
It's just a real gun. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a potato gun. It's Crystalia. Yeah.
It's Crystalia.
Yeah.
Dude, he is under fucking rated. That dude is underrated. He is so fucking good. He's hilarious.
Who?
Crystalia.
He's good.
He's fucking hilarious. Dude, they
this
did they did a podcast. They did The Fighter and the Kid did a recap of the 2017, and the clips with Crystalia were fucking so hilarious. And I think Rogan did one too of a recap of the whole year, and his parts were just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he has his own podcast. It's not
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, no, he's really good, and his stand-up's pretty good too.
Are you familiar with Crystalia?
No.
Oh, he's
He's,
Topher from Workaholics.
He's got like dark hair, like long dark hair. He's fucking.
The curly haired stuff?
He's like he's like an American Russell Brand. That's exactly what he looks like. He looks
Kinda,
like
yeah.
muscle Brand.
Are we talking about the dude with the mustache?
Sort of.
Long curly hair was the bear suit?
No, that's Blake.
Oh, okay.
He was only in one
yeah, that's,
episode of Workaholics.
Oh, shit.
He was
he was
the
one.
child molester in the child molester episode. It was
Yeah.
like season 1.
I can't reach my Xbox. It's
No, I'll pull him up.
Pull that shit up, Jamie. Yeah, he's pretty funny. He's one of the he's one of those comics that's like on that second tier where like only people who like are into stand-up comedy, like deep into stand-up comedy know him, really.
Yeah, he's like with
Okay.
Tom Papa.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I do
That's
like that
him.
guy. I know that motherfucker, yeah.
Yeah,
Same
he's-
with Hannibal. Hannibal's on that same level.
Yeah.
And like Chad Daniels.
Shit, yeah, all those names are like I'm digging them.
Where's Doug Stanhope? Is he below them?
He's
Doug Stanhope is not
I mean-
a famous guy.
Doug Stanhope chooses not to be famous though. I think he like I think that's what he likes to not be in the spotlight, really.
Louis C.K. was interviewed about him because Doug's on an episode of Louis, and Louis was basically saying that if he wanted to, he'd be the biggest comedian in the world.
Oh, he's the guy who like killed himself.
Yep.
Okay, he's at the liquor store and he's like, I'm gonna die from you, and he like picks out a bottle of fucking Barton's or some bullshit.
Yeah, like $10 gin. And it's basically like what he did in real life. Like, I don't know if he was friends with Louis or if it was like, it was basically a story written by Doug where he was like, you know, he had friends that went off but became famous, whether they were comedians or actors or whatever. He just did his own thing.
You ever watch Maron?
Yeah.
It's pretty good, too.
Mark Maron is probably on that other level.
He's on that list.
Tier.
Yeah.
My dude.
He didn't, like, get big until, like, he got older. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like with Bill Burr.
really like
Bill
him.
Burr is A-list now.
Dude,
but
he is just fucking amazing. Tom Segura has a new special coming out on the 12th.
Fuck yeah, that guy.
He's so
he
good.
is
really funny.
probably one of my other favorites. He's at least top 5.
I mean, I listen to Your Mom's House, like, a lot now, because he's so fucking good.
His storytelling is just fantastic.
What's
Yeah.
that? Yeah, I dig that. I like
Yeah.
when he's talking about.
Bikes!
Yeah, dude, I've said bikes like 14 times. Like, because I'm actually looking for mountain bikes, and every time I go to Dick's Sporting Goods, I'm like, bikes!
Bikes!
Oh, shit. But,
That's why I yell
When
bikes
he's-
all the time.
when he's talking about Steven Seagal.
I've been yelling bikes for like 37 years.
Flying
dude.
helicopters.
They call that, see that one? It's a MH30 Black Eye. They call it a Skippy. Why do they call it that? Let's listen to it. Skip, 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 skip.
That sounds like bullshit, but...
Where do you put, like, do you guys remember Anthony Jeselnik? He fell off the face of the
Yeah,
earth.
he used to exist.
And Stephen Wright, we did a whole thing about Stephen Wright on one of the episodes. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
I think when Bill was here, the first time Bill was here, we were talking about, like, Kinnison and those guys.
Yeah.
Dude, young billionaire.
Yep, Ill
He
Bill, the
deserves
Dr.
his
D.
own show.
Yeah, he does. He needs to start his own podcast.
Just him, like Bill Burr, like ranting.
Yeah. It does, dude. That'd be so good if it was just Bill talking shit about it.
How does he feel about the Browns going 0-16?
He just.
He doesn't. I don't know. I gotta ask him
I mean, we kind of covered it last time. He was fucking just.
because he knew.
He knows at this point. He just knows they're gonna be bad. The Packers got rid of Dom Capers. I talked about this last time. They finally got rid of him.
They did.
Fuck that guy, dude. So
Packers
glad they got rid
defensive
of him.
coach. He's absolutely atrocious.
Oh, okay, you saw my eyes glaze over?
I did. I saw you think about like PBR for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
I had to like.
I was thinking,
I
I was
had to
like,
pull you
yo,
back in.
back to comedians, my boy's fucking TJ Miller.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Did
he's
you hear
good
about the
too.
shit going on with him?
Hilarious. No.
He's getting framed apparently.
Oh, great.
This woman that's been stalking him and his
Oh yeah.
wife.
Dude.
Like it was
Heard
a
about
big
that.
thing that blew up, and then they find out that the woman that's accusing T.J. Miller of like sexual assault is
Oh,
like
great.
their stalker.
God damn it.
So there's this whole legal thing. I don't think he did it.
Hashtag me too.
Like it's T.J.
Yeah.
Miller, T.J. Miller's wife, and a bunch of other friends and mutual friends are like, yeah, this bitch is fucking insane.
Well, it goes back to this fucking weird thing that we're getting in society now, where this fucking
Everybody's
like these,
accused of.
yeah,
sexual
everybody's a
act.
victim.
Yeah.
Everybody's a fucking victim, and they want to get shit out of it.
TJ Miller's wife is a fucking fox, though. Stone Cold. Fox.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold 316. Vinny.
I start
2 beers. Fox.
316. I started listening to Sam Roberts' wrestling podcast, and he's got like Jim Ross and Stone Cold and those guys on. So I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is gonna be dope," because I fucking love listening to Steve Austin. He's such a hard ass.
I haven't heard his voice in such a long time. I
Oh
miss it.
my god, dude!
Quiet southern accent, but like will tear your face off.
I was
Who's that?
listening
Sorry.
to
Steve Austin.
Stone Cold. I was listening to the what podcast was it? The Fighter and the Kid one, the year in review, and they had Will Sasso.
Okay, that's a
and
name I haven't heard in years.
He's from Mad TV,
Yeah.
and he did like some fucking awesome impressions. So fucking good. Who were we just talking about?
TJ Miller.
No, after that. Steve Austin. And
Wow. How did we all blank?
I know. We all
It was like
totally
30
It was
seconds
so
ago.
recent that I didn't think of
literally,
that one.
it was too recent for my memory to cover it. He did a Steve Austin impression so fucking good.
So well.
So well.
Superman is good. You're doing well.
Nobody says that shit, though. Nobody says that. Nobody goes, well.
Nobody.
Unless you're cooking a steak.
Dude, no. You cannot eat a
Did
steak
you cook
well.
that ruined?
Yeah, but it's medium well.
No.
Or
Medium is all you need.
I say mid.
mid.
And people understand what the fuck I'm saying. Every
It's
Yeah,
time.
funny
they
'cause
just think
after
you're a
working
League of
at a-
Legends player.
Yeah.
It's
I want that steak mid.
I
LOL.
started calling things mid rare and mid well at the steakhouse because it was faster.
Yeah. That's exactly what I started saying.
I think it actually said that on the tickets too, though. It would say like mid well, mid
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah. It's crazy. We're basically the same guy.
Yeah, more or less.
Shit. So you got that gorgeous beard and I've got nothing. I've got the
Doesn't
scruff.
It's
Doesn't
alright.
have one.
Yeah.
I should have gone to Burned Area before I came here because I wanted to pick up beer.
Yeah,
I want to drink so much fucking beer right now.
I know.
should have gone to.
I think I'm gonna
Burn
risk a
Diary.
hangover and drink when I get home.
That's the way to do it, man. Just risk it.
You
Live
have a
on the
vehicle,
edge.
right?
Yeah.
Would you be able to transport me back to my place of residence?
Sure.
It's
like
only like 5 blocks.
if that.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck you then.
Oh, it's like right by Jake Bear's house.
Fine. No.
You better.
What?
You're hoofing it. You're hoofing it, son.
Yeah. It's all downhill.
Just drop me off a Price Chopper. I'm gonna buy
Okay.
beer and Hot Pockets.
Even fucking farther. From the house.
Just drop me off a Walmart.
You know what? Just drop me.
I
on
wish that
off a
bitch
price.
fell off a cliff and then Superman scooped her up and dropped her from higher.
Just drop me off a Price Chopper. I'll get beer and Hot Pockets. We can hang out.
True. You should get some Stouffer's.
Open your hood, turn your car on, rev it up, cook the Hot Pockets.
Yeah, have a good old white trash bash right there in the fucking parking lot.
You got to get Stouffer's French bread pizzas too.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones.
I want to. Who the fuck was I talking to about this? I was talking to the Berlins about this the other night. They have pre-smoked fish. They smoke it and then they refrigerate it, and it's like sushi, and it's delicious. We found it at BJ's. Do you
Wow.
guys like sushi?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it was like sliced, like pepperoni sliced smoked salmon. That's just like,
Is that...
it's like shrimp cocktail. You know, shrimp cocktail's like pre-cooked and they just cool it down. It's like that, but with smoked salmon and like smoked haddock and stuff.
Sounds like lox.
Lox?
Lox. Like rich people put it on bagels and shit. It's salmon.
Oh, okay.
It's just diced up and
Goes
shit.
to show you that we're not rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not supposed to.
I didn't realize I was.
I'm not supposed to
tell
talk to
you
you about lox.
That's our food.
I've been eating rich people food.
Have you seen
for
these
like
gloves I rolled up
45
with?
years.
Like
Yeah.
I'm obviously
I've been eating lox for the past 44 years.
I've been in the lox business for like 58 years.
Christ, I'm a cracker. Oh my lord. So I'm out of topics, man. I'm on my phone, which means I'm over
I
this
don't-
right now. Marvin Lewis got an extension in Cincinnati, which is pretty hilarious.
I
'Cause
didn't
they were
have. I didn't have topics to cover in the first place.
I'm gonna start playing like Seth's guitar over you guys talking louder and louder.
You
Well,
can't touch
don't touch it.
Oh shit. You get eyeballing me the entire night. Yeah.
If anybody wants to know what that is, it's Glade.
It's brought to you by our sponsor.
It's Glade Warm Flannel Embrace. Go to Glade.com and type in shots. 10% off.
I'm thanking Graham for coming up with that because that's good. But yeah, in case you missed it,
Damn,
or
dude.
if I didn't even talk about it, my feet reek. I worked today at work and my feet were just soaked in water. I took my socks off; they smell like a swamp. I took my shoes off. My feet smell like a swamp. It's pretty awful.
That's pretty great.
Wonder if anybody else will laugh as hard as we did about all this shit. we talked
Probably
about.
yes. Probably
Then
harder.
honestly, warm flannel. That's what.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what.
Warm Flannel Embrace.
It's embracing my nostrils. It feels like I'm actually like snorting up lumberjack shirt. I'm fucking tired.
This is limited edition too. So
What?
if you're gonna go get it, you gotta get it now. It's only in season for
Tap
so
in
long.
shots.
It's in once it's out of season. It's not when you want it. I mean, you could get it out of season probably, but
Dude, I don't want it to be June 2nd and be smelling warm flannel embrace.
no.
How the fuck is that a flannel?
It's
But I can't
warm,
think of-
It's
I-
warm flannel.
It smells like a man would, like his boyfriend.
It smells
like
like.
boyfriend.
But have you ever had warm flannel though? I feel like most of the time your flannel's cold because you're wearing flannel because it's cold.
It's chilly on the outside.
So if you gotta warm it up first.
But if like you're wearing like a flannel shirt but like a winter coat over it, so it's like
I guess
marinating.
It gets a little warm, I suppose. But then you gotta smell it afterwards. Most people don't smell it.
I don't have any flannels anymore.
Now,
Which
how do they extract the smell from the?
It's
from
just
the flannel.
It's just pureed
Squeeze
flannel.
the fuck out of it. Oh, okay.
It's the same way they get almond milk from almonds.
They just
But
wring
with
it out.
flannels. I don't know, man.
They just wring people's.
They put it in a
flannels.
They put it in a NutriBullet, and then they dehydrate it like beef jerky. Then they put it in a mortar and pestle, powder it up, mix it up with some PGL or whatever, turn it into Glade, man.
That seems like too much work.
Not at all. That was
I
like
feel
4
like they-
steps.
Red
No.
5. But they gotta find like the most rugged people out there. Like they
Yeah.
gotta go to Alaska and take all their flannel shirts.
Yeah, I feel
right
like
off their backs.
they just get a whole bunch of flannels and put them in a garbage compactor and take the juice.
That's
And then they put it in a Glade bottle. And then they put warm flannel embrace on it.
what if
sell
it's
it.
just a bunch? They have a bunch of lumberjacks wear the flannels, get them sweaty, and then wring out the sweat.
Yeah.
Take out the impurities.
It's more
Somewhere there's a
Purell.
room of jogging loggers.
But that's
Jogging
that's
Yeah, and then in
Sweat.
China, there's just a room of jogging children wearing lager flannels.
that's the autumn one. Loggers embrace.
I just want
love to
to.
have a logger embrace me.
I
right
want a
now.
candle that smells like gasoline.
It seems dangerous.
I used to love like getting off the motorcycle and like just smelling like oil.
I like it when you get off your motorcycle and I smell your seat.
Yeah. Oh my god. That reminds me of like the sexiest thing that ever happened to me.
That doesn't involve me.
I'm not gonna tell you this, guys. You're too young.
Oh, that sucks. That's shame. That's a shame. Now you hyped up the listeners.
I'm
now
sorry.
they're all
Are
on
we
edge
live right now?
We're still live.
We are live.
These mics have been off for like 45 minutes.
Wait,
Our listeners are gonna
We're still
wonder.
rolling? The screen's off.
We're still rolling. Who do you think we are?
That was my back.
All right. I guess that's it then, huh?
Yeah.
You're not telling us? Or are you gonna wait
He's
till
not
it's
ready.
over and then you're gonna
No,
tell
it's
us?
a cliffhanger, dude. We're
Yeah.
saving it for next time.
Next time Cody's in town.
Alright. I'm fine with ether.
Yeah. Let's do that. Next time when Cody's off the wagon and he's got himself at least 6 PBRs in his system.
We'll talk about the
Then it's
sexiest
story
thing
time.
that's
Yeah,
ever
man.
happened to you.
Because that's when I'm good and half in the bag. That's when it's fucking story time.
What does
Like-
half in the bag stand for?
Fuck
What's-
if I know. I just know how it feels.
What does it stand for?
Yeah, what's half in the bag?
It's
like-
not a.
It's
not
I
an
know it's not a
abbreviation.
symbol. You know what I fucking mean? Like, what's it mean? It's like people say 6 in one, half dozen the other. You know what I mean?
Half
I don't
drunk,
know. I'm just
half
stuck
fucked,
on the fact that
half
you
cocked.
thought it stands for something. Like I.
You know what I
When
meant.
I was a kid-
You know how I talk. You know how I meant.
When I was a kid, I had a poster, like a Tony Hawk poster.
Not
or
a
something.
coaster, a poster.
Oh.
No,
Sorry.
not a
Like
coaster.
this one?
And I had like a DC sticker and like a Tech Deck sticker on the poster, and my little cousin Kenny was like, he I remember this because it was such a weird.
Is this
question.
the sexiest thing that's ever happened to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And
just
he's
confused.
like, does Tech Deck stand for DC? I was like, what? I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Like, me and Brian were dying about it for like fucking an hour, because it's not an abbreviation, and they're not the same letters. No, Tech Deck does not stand for DC.
That's funny.
You know,
Oh,
he's just
kid.
thinking outside the box.
He was, yeah. I mean, I applaud the thought.
He's just trying to get on your level, man.
At a certain
That
time,
is that's respectable.
someone's
kid.
got to teach the kid abbreviations.
Yeah.
What's
That's our world these days.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
it's PC, it's SJW.
Yeah.
We've come full circle now. because I mentioned PC and SJWs.
So many circles in this fucking thing.
You have so many G's in your room because of the Packers. But it's funny because when I think of the Packers, I don't think of the letter G. I think of like sponge
P?
candy.
The letter P. What are you counting my G's?
Yeah, dude, they're all over. You're wearing Packers pants. You have a Packers glass. There's a Packers clock. There's a Packers poster right behind me.
You got a
There's
ham
a
hat.
Packers blanket right here. You know, that's like at least
Christ,
three.
yeah,
That's at least three.
There's a
Gs.
Packers husband.
There's a
Fucking
Packers
trying. Huh?
husband.
There's a Packers husband.
Oh, is that?
Do you have one of those?
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, it's called.
Fucking husband.
Yeah, I have one of
Just
those.
hug you at
but
night.
It's in the corner of my bed of the wall like that.
Man.
So it's like an extra pillow.
That's not how you use it. You need to learn how to use your husband.
Yeah, you know how to treat a man.
I think I just broke the switch.
I think so, yeah, it's broken. Switch is fucking dope, though. Talk about it next time. I think Brian's gonna be on next. Or
the Berlins
or
want
Wes.
to be on.
Or Wes. If Wes wants to actually come home early.
The
be on the
Berlins
podcast.
Let's get that
wanted to
dude
be
here.
on. I'm off Sunday, and they can only do weekends, so they wanted to see if we could do Saturday night. Mark and Eric.
Maybe.
But 4 is off, or 4 is tough,
Yeah, it is.
especially seating arrangements. But I am
If they
ordering.
want to sit on a fucking...
I'm ordering a third microphone. I'm finally ordering that microphone you sent me last week or 2 weeks ago.
That'll help. The third microphone will help a lot for guests. Like, you would be able to talk into a microphone.
Right, yeah.
Which would be good,
But-
because then you can hear people nice and clear. Like you're hearing me right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can hear you pretty good.
Yeah, but
It's probably
they
pretty nice
can
in
hear
those
me.
headphones.
They can hear me even better. They
You're
can
so
hear all
good.
my voice inflections.
It's true.
Beautifully. Perfectly
I gotta start
executed.
practicing being a voice actor now.
Yeah.
Well,
Should
we've
do
all
it.
been voice acting this entire time.
Yeah. You could do Carl's Jr. commercials.
Yeah.
It'd
Now
be
with
dope
more
as fuck.
barbecue sauce. Make it sexy.
Go to
Toxic waste.
glade.com/clearshots. 50% off your flannel.
I'm fucking hawking Glade.
All right. So, that's it. We're done. We'll see you soon.
Or do the Joetica thing.
This is
There you go. Perfect. Perfect.